Talking to your mic for me real quick.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't even know why. Honestly, I did not commit this crime. I don't even know why I'm accused of this. I didn't know Miss Broadway. I don't know how she could identify my voice from an argument happening down the hall. First time I ever laid eyes on her was the day before, and she was so drunk she couldn't have told you whether it was Hanukkah or Halloween.
Mr. Douglas, I know that you've maintained your innocence throughout this trial, and I have to tell you that I'm struggling. I mean, I'm sitting here with this verdict, and I just don't know.
Your Honor, I got a 10-year-old son. He's been coming to the jail with his mother every week for 3 years now. My son's a beautiful child. He's a brilliant child. Brilliant child. I thank God every day. Not commit this crime.
For people who don't know what that is or what that was a clip from, that was from Rob Peace, and that is on Netflix, and it is based on a true story. So I'm gonna still give my real opinion, but I'm not gonna lie to you. That, oh my God, it pissed me off so bad. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, because it made me really hate his dad with a passion, dog. Like, and I don't care if he did it or he didn't do it. The thing that really pissed me off about it was just like, why are you allowing your son to kind of throw his life away trying to help you? Like, that just irritated my soul. Like, and I get it. His son had a big heart. I mean, you can kind of see that it didn't matter if it was his dad or if it was one of his friends, but still, for you to be a parent and allow and knowing that your kid was kind of just, you just had your kid chasing a wild dream and a hope like that. Oh, that pissed me off, dog.
But do you think he knew what the son was doing?
I don't think he cared, and that's why I like Mary J. character. Like, when she had that last conversation with him after he went to go see those two, that husband and wife, and they had the picture and showed them the picture of the father holding the gun, and then he came, in front. He had confronted his mom, and of course his mom was played by Mary J. And when he confronted her and saying, "Hey, why didn't you tell me?" or whatever the case may be, because she said, "I know for a fact, if I had the more of a shadow of a doubt that you believe that your dad was innocent, you would have never gave up on him and would have never gave your own future a real chance." And he still, realistically, he didn't. Like, bro, he literally just he could have went to graduate school and everything for free and threw it out of his window because he was trapping out the school. Like, you going to Yale and you real life out here trying to be the biggest weed man on campus. Like, and I respect his girlfriend for even sitting and saying something to him, because there's a lot of people, not even just women, but just, I can't even just say anybody, because look at his friends. Everybody was just cool, getting along with it, and was just like, cool, we just gonna go with the program. He found the play, we gonna run this play. And his girl was the only person who real life really said something like, nah, bro, I'm not, you throwing your future away trying to help your dad, but your dad realistically got convicted for killing 2 women. Like, you okay with what you trying to help your dad get out of jail for?
Yeah, that was messed up. It was messed up that the father put hhim in that situation to make it feel like it was his responsibility to get him out.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Like, he threw his career, his future away.
Yeah, that one, I swear that it just pissed me off so much. And I guess one of the reasons why I wanted y'all to watch it was because I guess realistically to me, it goes on to just parenting in general. Like, that was like one of those episodes where, one of those movies where it kind of really lets you sit here and say, I don't, like, the way parents their kids do kind of like portray how your kid eventually will become, like, because it's just like, you kind of like, your son didn't have no real potential to grow because you really ain't even allow him to. You didn't push it. Like, you kind of really just made him still be so attached to the jail thing. Was like, that was kind of like messed up.
Who though? The mother?
No, the father.
Oh, okay.
The mom was kind of just like, all right, cool. Because I even respected the mom was like, when she even told her mother was like, yeah, he can go to school here until elementary school. After elementary school, it's a wrap. Like, there's no way he will ever be able to actually flourish as a student if I keep him going to regular public schools in the neighborhood, because people going to just know him as his dad's son, and his dad is a convicted murderer at this point. So it was kind of just like, man, it was just frustrating to see that you really did the kid, he didn't get to hit his full potential. Like, even, and it was just like one of those things where it's like, he was a victim of the community from just even one. He had a heart too big just for that community in general, but it was kind of like he never even really got to flourish. Like him, I think him just realistically, not even just, of course, even with the weed situation and him getting caught at the end of even though he got to graduate, but him not be able to go soon as right after he graduate, go straight to graduate school, that kind of hindered him. And his dad got to still, his death still kind of even, of course, he was grown, he graduated from, and he's very smart. So we could easily say that you can make your own decisions. He was smart enough to be able to graduate from Yale in honors, but still was just like, sometimes you could be book smart and can't be street smart. And it was kind of like you on the teeter. And even when you watching it, kind of like he was a little bit of both, but it was still just like, bruh, what the hell?
He what? You think he was street smart? Because she kind of kept him away from that. So I don't, if he was street smart, I mean, with the way he, did the weed and everything, yes. But if he was street smart, he wouldn't have moved like that.
What do you think? Okay, so where do you think he messed up? Where do you feel like he messed up at?
Because he wasn't, like he said, he wasn't a gangster. You got into this just because it worked in college. And you wasn't getting no kickback in college because there was nobody else there. You on the streets trying to do this now. So if you were street smart, then you would have done it another way or not done it at all. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. But I think that goes back to even just when I'm saying his heart was a little too big, because even for his, like, you got that much, he started hustling because his man was crashing out crime because he put up bread and and he ended up losing money. And it's like, I mean, that comes a part of investment. You make any investment, there's no guarantees. And I don't necessarily know, maybe because he just kept his money in, because I'm like, all right, after y'all sold the initial house, why you just ain't take your 20 back and then whatever y'all had profit wise and just keep flipping that? I kind of didn't understand that whole thing, but it was just like, damn, it was kind of just like, all right, boom, you get your man back his money, then you get smoked right after you get your man back his money. It was kind of just like, I do agree with you, like, you kind of really wasn't.
Because the mother kept him out of it. She sent him to private school. So although he lived in a neighborhood, he did not go to school with those type of kids.
Yeah, but I guess my only thing where I want to kind of say he was kind of street smart was to the point where it was like, he didn't, like, even for him to still be able to come back and know how to even just still kind of, because he did what he said he was going to do. He took over and moved the weed super fast. He knew what, like, how to supply the streets, but I just don't think he was ready for, like you said, the kickback, because there was no kickback in college. Mm-hmm. So and that comes to the point where even the dude came to the dorms like, you're not no gangster. So that is kind of realistically, especially trying to move that type of weight, you do need, realistically, you're going to need some type of muscle, and he didn't have no muscle.
Yeah.
None of his men was really built like that. They was kind of just going along with whatever he had going on because he was him. So it was just like, man, but it was still just like, I don't want to put so much of that blame on the father, because it was just like, bro, you didn't never be a man and just tell your son to focus on himself. Like, he had to hear it from his mom, but still that love for his dad would never allow him to just forget about his dad. Mm-hmm. Like, even for his dad to sit here and tell him like he got cancer while he in jail, it was kind of just like, I was on the fence about that. Like, bro, just why you couldn't just die in peace?
Because he wanted to come him. Yeah,
because you wanted your son to feel. And that's my point. That's your selfishness. That was the father being selfish. Where it's like, bro, you in here regardless for life or death. So if you kind of already know that you about to tap out, even just perfect example. Again, when I'm saying the dad being selfish, why even let your son spend money on that lawyer? He spent 30 bands on that lawyer. Mm-hmm. Why not sit here and say, nah, I'm cool, just let me die in this joint in peace?
He should have.
And that's what I'm saying, when it's a parent and you're not being a real parent, or you're not man enough to sit here and man up and be like, let me take my responsibilities on the chin and kind of just like, it is what it is. Like, that to me was like, you have to put a lot of his downfall on his dad not manning up and just taking them charges. Even if you did it or you didn't, you put yourself in that situation. And that's just kind of like, I can't sit here like, as an adult, you kind of know what situations you're putting yourself in. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not sitting here about to tell me that even if his dad didn't do it, you sitting here saying 2 women got clapped in your apartment building and you sitting here saying you ain't do it, then who did it? So if you really cared about your son that much, then screw you try to hold down the street politics or whatever, you should have snitched then. If you really cared about your son that much, but that's my point where I'm sitting here saying is, you could tell a lot of that was just his dad own selfishness. Like, he didn't allow his son, he really clipped his son's wings on so many different levels when you kind of really just break it down, where he could have kind of just
did it, just did what he, just like you said, served his time.
Yeah, that's it. Because you kind of like, you dragged your son along too much. And even just to me, just to know that your son was that smart and that educated, he was striving that much in school, why even keep having him even come to the jail? Even you didn't even respect him sitting here saying, stop calling me at the school.
Right.
But I'm ashamed, dog. I'm going to school with kids whose parents are fully, they ain't on here on no scholarship. One, I'm black. I'm already kind of behind the 8 ball. And I'm here on a scholarship with most of the people around me not here on no scholarship. They here because their parents can afford it out of pocket. So why you really trying to make me stand out even more? You trying to make me have to ask questions that I wasn't ready. And that's why I like the girlfriend, because she kept it a buck with him. It was like, yeah, you trying to help your dad, but if you really wanted to help your dad and you felt like he really ain't do it, then why not just raise a fundraiser? People here at the school love you. People will give you some bread, but you don't want to because you don't want to have to see it and answer questions that you know for a fact you're not 100% positive with the answers to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like her like that. Her rhyme of reasoning and kind of really just kind of like telling him to man up and be a man about it. It was like, I like that girlfriend so much because she was just so brutally honest with him. And I think he honestly needed it. Because I guess like now I'm saying it out, I do kind of agree with you. Is like, he probably was a lot more street smart, but when it came to, not street smart, but book smart than he was street smart, because like, even just with some of those things, like when she said that to him, like that kind of like, if you was a little bit more street smart, you probably maybe just wouldn't have invested so much time in your dad. You might have been one of the people like, all right, the same way parents wash their hands with their kids, like as a kid, sometimes you got to wash your hands with your parents as well. And I think that's what he should have did with his dad. It was like, man, his dad blew me, dog. He blew me so bad. And it was just like, and then even when he went to Mary J, and then Mary J told him like the reason why we didn't grow up in the same house. And I hate that that's again his father not being honest, because you try to put it off on make it like y'all didn't grow up in the same house together because it was Mary J fault whole time. It wasn't Mary J fault. You was putting your hands on Mary J, and she just never told your son about it and just, try to raise y'all and co-parent, respectfully, because it seemed like the co-parenting situation was straight. They didn't have no real animosity towards each other when they were swapping. You know what I'm saying? Like it was cool. It kind of seemed like it was cordial. Like it wasn't too much of a big deal. Even for her to let him back in the house when he came home from jail, like when he got that, when he had that first appeal. So it was kind of like, it didn't seem like it was nothing, no real animosity towards their past. But then it kind of just, when he asked her them questions, and she was kind of like, dog, your dad put his hands on me before. So I'm not taking it. I'm not sitting here saying, I believe that he's 100%, he's 100% innocent. I don't believe that. Mm-hmm. So again, like I said, man, his dad just blew me. His dad really pissed me off. Like, and shout out to his roommates. Like, I even like the way how he kind of brought everybody together. Like how he brought the black kids together who was like on their super woke stuff, and then they brought them in there with the white kids, and they kind of all was just like, they was cool, and they was kind of like, it was like, oh, y'all not as bad as I thought you was. And like realistically, y'all all go to Yale. Most of y'all got more in common than you don't have in common. Even though that you may be different, may been raised differently, maybe come from different areas. But realistically, if you can go to that school, obviously one, your people's got bread, or two, you are very smart. So always a little bit of both. So I think you have a lot more in common. And I like the way that how they kind of even, when they got to hang out with each other, they kind of, they got cordial with each other. It wasn't still as much animosity towards the two different groups of people. So like I said, man, it was a good job. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was one of them shows that kind of like pulled. And when you found out at the end when he got killed, I was like, bro, it just broke my heart, because it was like he had so much potential.
Yeah, he didn't play it right, because I feel like he was doing so much. How did you think that people wouldn't know who you were? Your friends, yes, his homeboys, yes, but him. How did you think that people wouldn't know who you were? That you was trying at the very end when he was trying to, sell the weed or whatever. How did you think that you was going to get out of that and people not know who you are? Because like you was a big time real estate, you know what I'm saying, real estate agent. How did you think that they were not going to recognize you? Even if they didn't, they just, oh, that's the dude from TV. I seen him on commercial or whatever. How did you think that was going to go down? They didn't know you.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I mean, that kind of goes a little bit more, proves that your point that he really wasn't as street smart. But that's even my point of even just like, how do you feel like you should have took all the blunt of the blame for when the housing market and the stock market crashed in 2008? Like, it seemed like y'all was cranking for a minute, because you're absolutely right. Before it all crashed, they had rows of houses with their junk in the yard. So that means you were selling a bunch of houses. How do you say we cranked out this many houses? How do I take the blunt of the blame? Like, there's no way my man would have had to eat his 20 bands, just like I'm sure I had to eat mine. Like, I didn't understand that part where it was kind of like, how is it my fault? Like, I don't care that you lost all your bread. Like, we've been cranking. So obviously you had some highs with it. Like, I don't necessarily know. Like, that maybe just his heart was just a little too big.
I think he said that was it. Like, that was one of the guys said that's all that he had.
But no, what I'm saying is, cool. That was for them to get their very first house. They sold that house, like you said, right before that the stock market crashed in 2008. Though they had rows of houses.
Mm-hmm.
Like it literally like that one little street when he was walking down and it was like all these people doing construction here, doing construction there. It was literally like 5 different houses like the heat and sold. So that means y'all made some money. So I'm trying to just figure out why his man didn't take some of the bread back. Like the initial money did you put up? Like I'm trying to figure out how was all his money, that same 20,000 still stuck into their business flow. Like that one kind of that part was kind of threw me off just a little bit. But like I said, man, that was a great watch. And it was just, man, it was just, even the way it ended where it was just like, with the water again, like him sitting here saying like when he was a kid, when he told his girlfriend about how, like when he used to listen to the tires go around and they close his eyes and it made it seem like a beach and then him dying off. Cause it's like, they never really showed him dying off. You kind of had to put 2 and 2 together where it was like, all right, now Mary J coming back out and hugging a little boy at the beach. And it's like, damn, then the girlfriend crying. And it's just like, man, what the hell, dog? Like, cause the way it ended when the dude, like, I thought, so his man must've lived then. Cause
he ran out.
He ran out the house. Yeah.
And dropped the gun.
Yeah, that's so. At first, I thought it was him. I didn't know that was his man until, of course, the way it ended, and you was like, "Oh, all right, well then that was him. That wasn't his man. That was his man that ran out. That wasn't him." And like I said, that joint was a good watch. You got any other takeaways from it or any?
No, it was good. It's like you said, it's kind of sad because he had so much potential, and it was just gone. And like you said, that you can blame that on the father because he would have never even gotten to that lifestyle had he not been trying to get his father out of jail.
Yeah, dog. Damn.
And everybody was telling him, his mother, his grandmother, the teacher at his old school, they was all telling him to leave.
Yeah, and I guess that's what made it even sad because it was just like, because when originally, and I'm gonna tie that into later, just in a few when we talking about why I don't like the fact that even with the music business and people allow just the algorithms or playlists to tell you what to listen to, because I think that one thing about movies, like there's not no algorithm that can kind of really tell you to watch a movie. And I think that's one of the good things about social media, because you get to see other people's reactions to certain things they may have watched, or somebody may tweet out and be like, "Hey, oh, did you see this Rob Peace joint? It was sad." Because and this may be just a little bit on the messed up side on my part, because I'm like, all right, and they were saying it was based on a true story and it was sad. But then like when the dad died, I kind of was like, all right, that's not really sad, because it kind of almost, I felt like it freed him a little bit. So it was kind of just like, then it was just like, of course, eventually when it played out, and then I was like, oh no, this is why they said it was sad, because the way it ended, it was like, damn, he really was like, he was ready to go to college. He was ready to go to grad school. He called his girlfriend like, hey, where you want to go? You want to go to Stanford? You want to go to this, that, and the third? And it was just like, damn, dog. Like he was like this so close to getting away and actually be able to foresee his dreams. And then it's just like the streets just like, nah, we not done with you.
Yeah. And it was sad. But like I said, no street smarts, you didn't know who to go to. You didn't have no street friends, so you just had to get little around the way type niggas.
Yeah. That is the difference too. That is kind of like when you say it like that, that kind of is just like, it is the difference between having friends that's actually in the streets and then just having friends who just from your neighborhood. And it's like y'all can all be from a bad neighborhood, but that don't make you street kids. Like you could just be from a bad neighborhood, but you're not really outside for real. Like you say, he didn't have nobody to really turn to. Because realistically, he shouldn't even have been, for him to be the one sitting here coming up and making the weed more potent and everything, he shouldn't have had to be hands-on too. Like he the chemist and he got to go do the hands-on work. Like it should, realistically, you're absolutely right. He shouldn't have been doing the hands-on work. So that kind of like a little bit him just not having no real street friends. And it's just like,
they ain't had no guns, like nothing. They was unprepared.
Yeah, it was kind of like you planned for everything to go right. You didn't plan for nothing to go wrong. And that's kind of just I'm glad he did give his mom some bread. I'm sure, of course, I mean, that's not going to do nothing for her, because realistically, even just at the end when she was like, damn, I really would have loved to see the world that you could have created. And it was just like, man, like even him going back to the school teaching and all of that, like, man, I'm not gonna lie, you gotta watch it. If y'all have not seen Rob Peace on Netflix, I promise you it will grab all of your heartstrings, all your emotions, and kind of really make you just like, you definitely gonna be pissed off at the dad. If you haven't, by the time it's over, you're gonna have all different types of feelings. But I do, again, like that, just to me, parenting wise, that was one of those things where it was like, it was so much room for the dad to actually be a dad. And that was go back to one of them conversations where we have on here a lot. It was like, yeah, the dad could be there, but is he really present for real? And his dad never really was, just like, he wasn't present. Even when you was locked up and you had time to even sit and think, you still just always kind of thought about yourself. And that was corny to me, dog. Like, damn, like you really let this little dude just throw his whole entire life away. Like, think about it. He was from the projects. Like when he was really from the hood and went to Yale. Like that alone should have been like that to me should have just been when his dad, it should have just registered in his dad brain to be like, let me kind of just allow my son to do him and just forget about me.
Because even when he said he got it in a year, he was like, oh, we not taking no handouts. Like he wasn't excited for him or nothing. And Mary J was like, it's not a handout, like it's a scholar. Like basically they paying for him to go to school.
Yeah, he earned it. And then again, like she said, that made the high school look good because now you can sit here and make other people will want to make other kids want to go to that school and make other parents want to put their kids in that school because, oh, they got a kid that went to Yale and graduated from Yale. That is a good look. So again, like you said, just the dad was just so ignorant, dog. That's just sometimes where it's just like, bro, just because you got kids don't make you a good parent. And that's just, that to me was a perfect example of that. Like, yeah, you got a kid, but you're just not a good parent, though. Like, you did a horrible job at parenting. Again, that's Raw Piece on Netflix. Netflix, though, I'm not going to lie to you. Netflix had me in a chokehold. I do real quick, I don't necessarily know if y'all seen Rhythm and Flow yet, but if you haven't seen Rhythm and Flow, it's a new season, and the judges are Ludacris, Lotto, and DJ Khaled. And then they brought in Glorilla for one of the challenges, Eminem for the battle rap part, Remy Ma for the cypher part, and Busta Rhymes and Big Sean for like the very first two the stages on when people was sitting here trying to perform. And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this show up, just because, of course, like I said, Netflix, I literally haven't watched this much Netflix in a long time. So Netflix definitely got me. I got my money's worth from Netflix this week. But just, I guess reason why I wanted to bring it up is because it just kind of reminded me of just why I really like rappers when they're new. Like, because it kind of reminded you of just like how easy it is to fall in love with a new rapper because of their stories. And I like the way that Netflix even painted it out with each joint. It was kind of just like, and the way that I like what they did too, it kind of threw you off because most of the time when the people, when they give you the backstory and they go to their house and they get to show you like, oh, they came from this problem, this is what you would normally think that these are going to be the people who kind of continuously go on. But realistically, some of those people didn't go on. Like, they let you get attached to some of these people that had like a crazy backstory and they didn't make it out of the first round or they didn't make it out of the second round. Like, it was like this little Asian girl. She had a cool little name. Her name was Liu Kang. She was from Kansas City. And she didn't make it out the first round. Like, they was just like, nah, it's a dub. But then it was another girl. She was from Nebraska. Heavy set on. She big as hell. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. She probably like a cool 300 pounds. But she been locked up like 2 or 3 different times. Got a 10-year-old daughter. Like, her whole backstory, they painted it. And you just kind of like, damn, I don't even know nobody from Nebraska. So you hearing all of that, it kind of just gets you excited for her. And then you get the, like that story of just like her getting locked up or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna keep it a buck where it's like, I kind of thought was like, her story was probably better than her actual rapping ability, one. And then two, her original performance was kind of like, I thought to myself after she went to the next round, I was like, damn, I wonder what I thought this was as fire if she wasn't as big as she was. Because I think it was more like, damn, this is kind of tight because she was big. So it was kind of like, damn, all right, she moving. I'm talking about she was moving. Like, she put on a hell of a performance. And it made the performance 100 times harder because it was like, oh, this girl like 300 pounds and she real live just really moving it like and was doing her what she was supposed to. I'm so mad because I don't necessarily know if you can play the instrument. I want to play this on so bad on here because it was this battle. The battle that kind of had everybody upset on social media or had people in an uproar. It was a battle versus what was this girl name? I believe her name was like Dawn or Donna. I forgot her name, but she battled this girl named Detroit Diamond, and they battled in Detroit, and Eminem was the host of the joint. And it was just like, man, hold on, I just want to play this little clip. I can't play it.
You guys look like you don't like each other, which I like that.
They ain't even crack a smile.
No, I'm serious as fuck. I think you guys look like you don't like each other.
Bro, I swear, this battle was so fire because the girl Donna, I believe her name was Donna, and she just went so crazy on this girl. I'm so mad that she lost because her personality was big as hell just off the rip. Like, she got into it with other girls leading up to the different rounds. And then it was like she lost to this girl just because, like, bro, I think me and everybody on social media who already seen it, they felt like she won because it was in Detroit. Like, her name is Detroit Diamond. And that was one of the reasons why and I'm not making it seem like she slummed because when she did get to the final, I mean, not the final, but like, I guess because they stopped it at episode 7. So when they got to like that very last episode that they stopped it at, when they had to pick out their first single, she did a great job. Her cover looked fire. It sounded like a Detroit song. So, and I'm not trying to take that away from her. Like, she lived up to that part, but just that actual battle, she should have never left that battle. And the girl Donna, before they battled, she was just like, what she tell her? She was like, man, she said, I don't care where we at. We could be in your home city. That make it even better. You could walk home. Like, she went so crazy and was just talking so greasy to this girl. But again, that just sitting here, and what made me think about that, it was just like, it's so many rappers now that don't have no story. And I think that's why a lot of rappers don't have no stay power. And that's why I liked it, even just like, it was this dude, I think his name is, what his name? Dre ATL. And he got a crazy story, but he got one of them voices that sound like an Atlanta voice. And everybody on social media, I've seen a lot of people, of course, 9 times out of 10, they probably not from the South. And they kept saying, why they keep moving him to the realm? Because I think realistically, especially for Ludacris and for Lotto, they can just hear that when you got that distinguished voice and you really sound like you from Atlanta, it make it 100 times easier for other people outside of Atlanta to gravitate to you, and it still make it 100 times easier for you to even be able to break in Atlanta. And I was just thinking, just like, damn, so many people need those little stories, because then there was another girl, she was from Flint, Michigan, and then that was kind of like one of her things where it was just like, everybody, of course, you from Flint, so people feel bad for you. That was one of her things where she kind of even linked into like, oh, the water not being no good or whatever the case may be. Like, man, I swear that just like my biggest thing, I guess, just from that was just, it made me so happy to kind of remember like, damn, this is really why you like rap music, because it's the backstory. And I like the way that Netflix they brought you in with the backstory. I believe even like the matter of fact, the dude, Dre ATL, his mom was locked up. Like, and him and his mom's favorite rapper was Eminem. And it was just so crazy. Like, his mom literally called him right after his battle. And Eminem was like, man, you were cold, whatever the case may be. And his mom called literally as soon as he was finished with the joint. And then he was just geeked out like, damn, I can't even call my mom. And it was so crazy that she called me right then and there. So it's just like, those backstories just always reminded me just like, damn, this is why people love new rappers, when they got a crazy backstory and you can kind of really buy into the artist's story. And that was one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to tangle that into Drake complaining about the bots in here saying that the reason why Not Like Us is so big. I'm sure everybody's seen it by now. Drake is filing a petition to basically try to eventually file a lawsuit against Universal Music Group, just because he was basically saying his hand that them and Spotify hyped up the Not Like Us song. They was placing it all over the place on different playlists or whatever the case may be. And my thing was, to people, it was just like, I think we got to take some of the blame as consumers, just like the rappers do, because I think realistically, there's so many rappers who just, you rely on whatever the label set up for you. You kind of allowed the labels and the streaming services to eliminate the DJ. Because you're so quick to just go to the playlist, like, where's the DJ? Because I'm just thinking about like when Live Mixtape and That Piff was like the go-to things where people kind of really, you was getting your music from. There were DJs who were breaking artists. There were DJs who had mixtape series that made people sit here and be like, oh, damn, if this DJ put you on their mixtape, it was a big deal. And it's kind of like you allowed it to be just like, okay, it's just this one big playlist. So now it's this one playlist where it was like, at one point in time, it was regional. Okay, it was Bigger Rank because he was from Florida. Then you had DJ Scream, you had Pretty Boy Tank, you had DJ Technique. You had so many different DJs from Atlanta who was kind of solidified with like, all right, cool. They was with like Pretty Boy Tank was with the futuristic movement, and then DJ Scream may have been a little bit more like the trap rappers who couldn't afford DJ drama, but it was still so many different DJs. And I think rappers got so lazy or maybe felt like, hey, let me cut out the middleman. So let me sit here and get more in pocket with these streaming services and get more in pocket with these platforms, where you gave them too much power now. Because to me, it was just like, I would never me personally, I don't listen to playlists. I don't listen to already made playlists. A physical actual person that I know has to tell me like, hey, have you heard this new song? Oh, this song crank. Oh, I like this new artist because of such and such. And I think realistically, a lot of people just got so lazy. So you get lazy as a consumer because you're just allowing, okay, well, whatever Apple Music or whatever Spotify playlist tell me this is cool, this is the one I'm gonna listen to. Well, realistically, to me, that is one, like I said, that to me is just lazy. And then it's lazy for the rappers to kind of allow for that to be the end all be all, because you could have easily eliminated that and none of that could have grew no legs if you kind of would have continuously, you maybe had to put out more music, but so what? You could have kept feeding those DJs and kept allowing the DJs to really get to dictate the culture, because now it's like, I look at a playlist like almost like the algorithm is like a bot. You don't know who these people are. Even if they sit here and tell you, hey, this one person runs this playlist, but we still really don't know these people like you know DJs. So that's my thing. Or when you're sitting here talking about, yeah, I think you need them. Like, I think you need more of the DJs. You kind of need, and maybe it's already a little too late. It's too far gone. But I think that most rappers shouldn't just look at this Drake situation and kind of laugh it off and kind of just jokingly brush it off, because I think realistically, Yeah, Drake may be the person right now. It may be at the wrong time to do it, but then I kind of look at it where it's like, I'm sure on a smaller scale, how many other rappers are kind of don't get the benefit from that same thing. Now, I do think that Drake had to learn the hard way on realistically that lawsuit coming out. I knew people was going to stream Not Like Us more. Like they just was, just because just realistically, if you're talking about black culture, nobody's going to never just like, oh, this shit is corny to them because they don't understand the music business. They not looking at it like they don't care about the music business. They just want the music. So as soon as they see that, Drake, you being a rat. So boom, let's all go just listen to Not Like Us. Like that song literally did a 443% jump from what it already was. So at that time, if the song was about to die down, that was one of those spikes where it was like, that was almost like when people was doing verses. Like think about when people was doing verses, how the spikes would go up so crazy. And that's literally what happened as soon as everybody saying, because in their people mind, so and I even me until of course I'm going listening to academics and I'm hearing people break it down. I'm just thinking, Drake filing the lawsuit against Kendrick Lamar, whatever, he hating on the Not Like Us song. So let me go listen to it more because it realistically, I don't believe it was bots that made it do that. The song just actually cranked. If you was outside or if you even listened to last week's episode or the episode right after Juneteenth, I explained why I kept listening to the song so much. So I think realistically, a lot of people have human emotion and attached to that song and what it made them feel like. So I don't believe, not sitting here saying, could the playlist give it some success? I'm sure maybe, but I don't think that was the reason why I did so many numbers. I don't think that's why it's so popular, because now what will be the excuse for Mustard? Like everybody and their mother, like it's just certain songs give you a feeling and it gives you emotions to it. And I think that's something that, again, I said it last week, I don't think Drake has been down that path in a very long time. I don't think his music, like people listen to it, but I don't think it sparks no real emotion to it. It doesn't have no real cultural ties to it anymore. And I think a lot, like to me, besides rappers just looking at it, because if you're going to stay quiet about it, don't just stay quiet about it and not pay attention to how you should be moving strategically, because I'll say this a million times and I'll continuously say this. I do think rappers need to start not just, hey, let's go to these 5 outlets. Let's just only do these 5: The Breakfast Club, Joe Budden, Hot 97, Big Boy, and Sway, and then that's it. No, you probably realistically, so the culture can take back its music, you kind of need to touch down a little bit more, bring back the DJs, do smaller interviews, and because realistically, you want people to be able to dictate what's hot. Because when you are relying too much on the algorithm, now that becomes just, it's a label thing, it becomes a company thing, where you're allowing a company and labels to dictate the culture. Because you eliminated the person. You feel like, well, hey, I don't got to sit down and do a bunch of interviews. I can just do these let's just say 7 interviewers. We can all just rotate these 7 interviewers and we can just sit here and get on these 2 platforms, whatever the Apple Music joint is and whatever the it's too many, it's too much people to put out music. And that to me is crazy that's kind of the end all be all. So yeah, that's why you would put up a fight. I don't think realistically, again, I do think Drake is just out of touch with the Not Like Us thing. I'm sure, like I said, most of us don't know the real business model behind it, but I just totally disagree with it because I know what I know. I watch sports. I know every game when teams was winning big games, everybody and their mother was playing like Not Like Us. We seen Steph Curry literally doing the Olympic tryouts or whenever they was doing the expedition joint in Dubai. He literally had like, damn, it's not no other songs. That's not a playlist. That's not a Spotify playlist playing that song. You in Dubai, that's a whole different country. That's a DJ playing that song. So you can't sit here and realistically and sit here and say, I think that's just like, of course, like I say, I don't know the business model, but I do. And I think that's why some people feel like it's kind of corny, because for most people in the culture or most fans of hip hop, like realistically, ain't no playlist tell them to go listen to Not Like Us. You heard it the first time, you may have heard it the second time, and then you added it to hopefully your own playlist, or you picked and choose when you want to listen to songs. But I think I remember me and a homegirl of mine was talking, because she was like, all right, take out the street aspects of it and don't feel like you calling the snitching. Then I told her the same thing I'm saying right now is I do think the average music consumer got too lazy. You didn't want to go search for new music for yourself, and then that goes from just a regular.
But see, I ain't gonna say that's being lazy, because that's the same thing if it was a DJ or you bought a mixtape from off the corner. You don't know.
No. So okay, so and I'm glad you brought that up. But the difference between the DJ on the corner, or even when you used to go listen to certain DJs mixtapes, that DJ has built up equity with you, and you have a reason why you like that DJ. Like a playlist to me is like it's not no face behind that. So how do you really give any real equity to that playlist, because you don't even know who the person is creating the playlist?
But some some of them you do, but I feel like just the playlist is just more so it's you already set the mood. You know what I'm saying? Like you already, those songs for that type of mood. And that's why I said, people just go to playlists, or they might just, hey, I'm at the work, I need a workout playlist. just something to get them started. Then you might make your own playlist, or I'm gonna add this to my playlist. So I don't think, like I said, I don't feel like that's being lazy. That's just like, all right, well, I want to turn something on. Let me listen to, you know what I'm saying? Instead of me just turning on the radio, then, oh, it's a commercial. I don't want to hear the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just something.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I do feel, I mean, if you listening to what you're saying, it's kind of still the lazier way. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not even sitting here saying you don't have to listen to nobody's playlist, but I think people should put it back more, put it on a friend. Find a friend that you feel like got a fire playlist. Like, you got a friend who's really into music. Okay, let me find out which one of my friends got a fire playlist, and I'm gonna put it, now I'm gonna put the duties on my friend to be like, hey, what new music is out? Instead of me sitting here saying I'm gonna go on Apple Music and I'm just gonna listen to, what's the random joint to be on Apple Music? The what is
on repeat? That's the one I always
on repeat, or what's the other one that they got right here? Rap Life, or It's Lit. Like any of them joints, like hip hop and R&B throwbacks, any or hip hop workouts. Like, I'm not just, to me, and we just perfect example. Let's say hip hop workouts. I don't even know who the person is. Do this person work out who make this playlist?
But I think, and that's what I'm saying. Like I said, with me, I just go in there, and I like, even with the on repeat joint, I just go in there and just see, oh, let me see what's at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just let it play, and you can skip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm holding this like this is the best playlist. I just listen to see what's up there, and then different songs might get bumped out or moved around. So I don't, like I said, I don't feel like that's being lazy. I just feel like it's a different way to use it. Because if you think about it, if you're not going to no club, how you gonna say it? I'm gonna listen to a DJ, or I'm gonna go, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said it's just the way the generation is now.
Yeah, the generation is lazy.
But that's just using the technology. That's just like if you, back in the day when you downloaded a song off of LimeWire, you didn't know which actual song this was. You just downloaded because you just heard the name or something, but you don't know if that's really gonna be that song.
No, I get that, but still, even just going back, like you said, going back to LimeWire, you could bring that into back in that time where it was like, okay, let's say if it was screwed up music, we were just downloading. Okay, you knew DJ Screw, or you knew, oh, this is Swisher House jump, so you knew that it was official. So that's my point. Where you knew, okay, if Swisher House put this out, then I mean, I kind of already know what a bar or what it should sound like, or what's the rappers up under there. I think we can, again, when I talked about the Kendrick Lamar thing last week, when we talking about regional stuff, I think we need to introduce some of those things back. I think rappers, rap labels, you should find those things to bring those things back, because realistically, that attaches it to a person. And if people can grow attachment to this DJ, oh, I like this DJ. Like, just think about growing up, like why you liked a gangster group. Gangster Grills was Gangster Grill because of DJ Drama. Because let's be clear, like DJ Holiday, and it's because DJ Holiday was on the Netflix, he on the Rhythm and Flow jump, but DJ Holiday to me was like, it was like, damn, you can't afford DJ Drama. It was like, so even if you thinking about, oh, this is a trap rapper, and it's kind of like holiday season, nigga, but it wasn't Gangsta Grizzle. Like, it was a difference to it was a level to that. And that's what I'm sitting here saying. When you eliminate that level to it and who these people are, and I think all of that goes hand in hand when we talk about DVD series or whatever the case may be, hip hop will lose its to it because you allow too much of a robot and an algorithm to tell you what's cool and what's not. And to me, that shit, it's no way I can't know a person that I can't attach a face to it. I can't allow them to dictate and tell me that this is supposed to be the new hot song, because I don't even know nothing about you. I don't know where you from. I don't know how you dress. To me, that type of stuff matters. And you can't say it didn't matter, because if it didn't matter, DVD series like Smack DVD or none of that stuff wouldn't have been as big as it was, or World Star wouldn't have became as big if people didn't want the visual attachment to what was going on behind the scenes or behind the music, or the person who was telling you this song is that and this why this song is hot. Like, even I can name so many random DJs and I can attach them to a rapper. Like DJ Scoop Duke, I can attach that to Lil Wayne and Dipset. Like, it's just certain things where it's just like, but that's my whole point. Like, you don't have that attachment no more. You don't even have those names. If I name out a rapper, you can't even tell me a DJ to go with that rapper no more. And that realistically, but again, that's when I'm saying, then that's when y'all allow too much of an algorithm. Like, it's no way in hell I can go on Apple Music and you sit here saying this, how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got 10 playlists, and I don't know who made none of them. What if for all 10 of those playlists is just some old white man who made these playlists up? Him and his son and whoever paid him to be on some of these playlists. You say, well, that's 10 playlists. I don't know. They miscellaneous people I don't know nothing about. So why should I give that playlist so much credence? And that, again, that goes to, that's the consumer, and that is also the rapper, because there's no backstory to who's making this playlist. That's the same way if you sit here, you could tie it into, just use it into Peloton. People like their instructions. This shit is all virtual. You can still, I'm not sitting here saying, make us go back to, you got to go get a hard CD or nothing. Yeah, it can go with the times, but I think a lot of times and that can go into even greed from the rappers because you want to keep so much money in pocket and you don't want to pay the DJs, or you had some type of jealousy towards the DJs. So you wanted to eliminate them. But just again, people like you, again, tied it into the Peloton. People like whatever instructor they are. They all Peloton classes. But people like them. Why? Because that Peloton instructor may got better music. The Peloton instructor may got better fucking personality. He realistic. You think about a Peloton instructor, he a DJ for real. He a DJ and a coach at the same time.
But like that, I don't think they because they probably don't put they use a playlist. I'm sure they're not just
they put their own playlist together.
Nah, because sometimes when they slip up, they don't know the lyric. Oh, I didn't know that was that's why I say I feel like they go, hey, let me put this in.
I mean, I don't know because I'm not a Peloton instructor. I'm not sure how it go, but I know when I'm in the gym, I can go. It's just like, when a DJ, like I can tell when it's a DJ. I mean, a good instructor in it. Like the nigga will sit here and start playing like what's the joint with the nigga, not the drag on. What's his joint? I forgot that drag on song, but this is this one instructor. Every time I go into the gym, he always play that song, and that shit just get me so hype every time I walk past his class. And his whole class, I don't know, just to me, my attachment with music, I needed to be more of a person thing. I need a person to introduce me into certain songs, to be able to stand by this song and sit here and say, oh, I think this song is tight, because you want to be able to me personally, I can't just, it's nowhere in hell I'm listening to no song just because it's on a playlist. I'm not even going to look for no playlist because I can't attach a person to the playlist. And I think we need to be able to bring back, be able to attach people to the music. And you need to sit here. You need somebody to introduce you to new music. And I think the rappers need to go back and let me sit here. Let me find this DJ, or let me find this content creator, or this TikTok person, or whatever the case may be. And don't wait until they get too big. So everybody got to go run a cassinet. You should be help building up that person until they get to that point. And I think that's just why you be so far behind the 8 ball, and then everybody has to run to one person. And I think, like I said, again, they're just going back. When you talk about live mixtape, that piff, like everybody didn't have to run to the same DJ. Like niggas, like think about how long it took Gucci to even do a jump with DJ Drama, and it became a big deal. And he didn't do one until Jeezy and Drama was beefing, but it became a big deal. Oh damn, Gucci got a Gangsta Grills now, and it became a big thing because it was so long that Gucci never had a Gangsta Grills. Gucci had to use DJ Scream, or he had to use DJ Swamp Izzo. Like all of those things to me matters, and you don't have that same attachment anymore from the rappers. And that goes maybe just to think about how excited people was when the first time they heard Tyler Creator do the Gangsta Grill with DJ Drama, because it was so different and nobody hasn't done it in such a long time. And that's why people were so geeked, like, damn, oh my God, he got DJ Drama on the jump. Like, just think about it. Why people were so excited to hear because you haven't heard a Gangsta Grill in so long. And that's why it was a big deal and a big thing. And think about how many other people try to go back and use Drama after that, because it was just like, damn, it gave you that nostalgic feel, and it reminded you on why Gangsta Grills was so important. It reminded you why DJ Drama voice was so important when you was in here, that Gangsta Grizzle, Mr. Thanksgiving, like all of those different, man, those feelings and those emotions when you hear, you can't get that from a playlist. I'm sorry, dog. That's just my personal feelings. And I think that is one of the reasons why a lot of, you're gonna deal with a lot more of those people complaining about the bots and all of that other stuff. I do want, since we was talking about Drake,
like Taylor Swift literally said, "Hey, what I'm gonna have to do to get around this, I'm gonna have to drop my old albums again." And her fans was like, "Taylor, we love you. We don't care. Drop it again." Taylor dropped her albums twice, and the second time she dropped it, outsold the first time, even though some of those albums were 10 years old. Why? Her fans love Taylor. Why am I bringing this up? Let's bring it back to Drake. I said Drake is having his Taylor Swift moment. And what I mean by Taylor Swift moment, I'm not saying it's going to be successful, because Taylor Swift fans rode with Taylor Swift. They made the label say, Taylor, you're right, and we can't go against you and so many people who love your music. We're going to make things right with you, even if we take a loss. When Taylor said, yo, UMG, I need y'all to work out y'all deal with TikTok, based on how big Taylor was, UMG got back in the negotiation room and worked it out. Drake is trying to have the same thing. I don't know if it's going to work because I'm going to tell you why. Number one, Drake's audience is not as big as Taylor Swift. Number two, Drake is not as transparent with his career as Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift used to write that she was victimized. Look, Taylor Swift, stolen. Like, she would write like, yo, these guys, if they're taking advantage of me. Like, she would literally break it down on how the obviously she was getting that Big Machine a lot, which is owned by Scooter Braun. But she would break it down that her fans would be like, no, we love you, Taylor. And this is why it goes back to what I was saying about messaging. Drake just dropped a random petition that's going to lead to a lawsuit. His fans don't even know what's going on. They're like, what's going on? A regular fan doesn't know the business side of this. Like, you're going to listen to Drake or whoever say, oh, no, you're going to get Party Next Door's album when it's ready. That's just probably done. The business is holding up that album. I guarantee it. I'll put 20,000 on it. That album is done, but it's the Universal bullshit that's holding up that album. Drake isn't that transparent.
And that kind of goes back to my point of when I'm sitting here saying is perfect example on just, and I mean, of course, I guess now if you file a petition, I don't necessarily know how he could, what I guess legally he could or can't talk about, but I do agree, perfect example of why make academics just have to talk about this and break this all down by himself. Why not you just go pull up with him and sit down and do it? Like, one, that'd be a good look for academics. And then two, it'll just be a good look for you. Like, I think sometimes that's one of the corniest things I think rappers do is when you think you're too big to do interviews. Like, I'd just not, that's why I mess with KD. I like even just when the athletes do their own stuff, like, bro, talk. Like, you ain't richer than these people. Like, you're not richer than Draymond Green. You're not richer than Kevin Durant. So for these niggas, it's still like Kevin Durant do some random podcast with some white girl every week. And they just talk about basketball, football, whatever the case. It's all sports related. But it's literally like every time I get on Threads, like once a week, it be KD and this white girl. I don't even know who this white girl is, but I literally know every week him and her do a podcast together. My whole thing for Drake is just like, bro, sometimes you're too corny to think you too cool. You so cool that you corny. Or you either however you want to flip it, it's just like certain things just be like, bro, come back down to reality and be okay with just working again. Like, you kind of got to look at, I think that's one of the huge and the most worst mistakes that rappers make is like, when you get super successful, you don't still want to kind of put in the work that got you super successful. You kind of want to take out, what's the easiest way for me to drop music? What's the easiest way for me to steal some money? And you can kind of tie that into when you talk about rappers and they do their tours and they don't got no dances, they don't got nothing, they just come up and they move back and side to side. Like, that's again talking about just that Rhythm and Flow on Netflix. Like, I liked it, even just the way they was just doing the breakdowns and made them do ciphers and made them do third things, because it's just like, you gotta kind of still show all of these attributes as an entertainer. Like, can you still do these things? Like, even just like I said, when I was talking about the little dude Dre 18, like, he realistically, they put him up against another dude from Atlanta. And neither one, of course, they from Atlanta, so that freestyling and battle rapping, that's not their bag. And I like the fact that they put them up against each other, because you knew it's kind of like, if I put both of them would have got eliminated if they both would have went up against the other people on the show who was really like super on their lyrical bag and really rapping. So, but just with that all being said, I think realistically a lot of rappers need to go back to the drawing board and do things back the old way. And that kind of I can tie that into the Lakia and Gloss Up thing. Of course, I had I told y'all this a couple weeks ago. The reason why QC even still hanging on to Gloss Up is just off the strength because she Glorilla friend. But realistically, she about to get dropped from the label. And I sit here and told y'all this. Only reason why they didn't drop her yet is just because off the strength that her and Glorilla is still cool, and I'm sure the QC want to hold on to her, hoping that Glorilla just throw her another favor and do a feature. And I sit here and said that Lakia just recently got dropped, and Lakia is better than Gloss Up to me. She looked better, she rap better, the whole 9 yards. And shout out to Lakia. Lakia just put out a project. It was basically like a little like a freestyle jump, basically, and literally just rapping over all old R&B songs. And what it's called? It's called a Lakia mix, and I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's called Kia mix. And she literally is, how many songs on this jump? It's 12 songs on here, and it's just her literally freestyling over all R&B, old R&B songs. Like, she just redid like what's the Keisha Cole, Joan I Should Have Cheated. She did Throw It in the Bag, Fabulous. It was a couple other jumps on there. Like I said, it's 12 songs, but I like that way. Even just her transparency on there, like her dating girls or whatever case may be. It's a relatable jump, and I think a lot of rappers need to get back to that. I understand it's a lot harder to get some of these freestyles and stuff cleared, but even if you just would have redid just a bunch of, R&B random beats and just do them, even if they're not mainstream jokes. I think a lot of artists got to stop being lazy and just trying to steal free money. And I think that's where it comes to. A lot of these rappers right now are just trying to steal free money. But I do want to play this clip of Gloss Up when she was talking about how the label been carrying her.
Motivation. The only thing I'm hearing when I go to the studio is this ain't it, this ain't it, this ain't it. So it's like, okay, I just want to step back and fucking catch my breath, because I don't know what the fuck y'all want from me. Like, it's like they keep saying you sound the same, but I feel like I sound like me. Like, I'm not trying to be like nobody else. Then like they bring writers, y'all bring writers, y'all don't even think the writer song's the hit. So what y'all want me to do?
Yo, we gotta get it together now. Y'all, I get y'all records. Y'all like just sound the same. I get a writer and do the record the writer won't, and I don't even want a writer. But I'm like, okay, tell the writer to give me the song. Y'all don't like the writer song. So what? You know what though? I'm gonna tell you something. What I noticed about going on in the industry, because I've been over there at a lot of different studios, and I've been working and writing for a lot of people. And the thing be, I was just in the studio last night writing for somebody, right? And they called me, we need songs for this person, this person, this person. I'm like, okay, cool. I pull up. I make songs for this person, this person, this person. And they like, well, we need a single. And I'm like, well, what do y'all call a single?
You can't determine that no more.
This is why you need to stay in the studio and not listen to the band.
When it comes, it's not that. It's like, if I feel strongly about my song and I take my money and go pay for a video, and it's like, okay, you still can't drop it. It's like,
oh yeah,
like,
that would come with the
that shit hinder me. Like, I'm not used to not dropping. Like, I'm not used to just sitting here and not doing shit. I don't give a fuck if y'all don't think it's a hit or not. Let me drop, and they gonna catch on. Like, people fucking with me. Like,
no, you don't. You are.
I don't feel like I don't got a fan base. I feel like I got a strong fan base. They just want me to be consistent. And I feel like me not doing anything, like I'm not dropping any music, it made me feel like I'm not doing shit. It's like,
and I said this before. I mean, let's be clear. I do think she is consistent. Now, she does put out a lot of music, but I'm sure on the label side, they only can allow her to put out so much music at a time, because realistically, she'll end up dropping so much music that she'll already have fulfilled her contract obligations. Like, because I'm sure they probably listen to and say they got you on a 6-project deal. She done put out at least 4 or 5 projects since she been signed. You talking about what her and Glorilla got signed right after each other. So maybe what Glorilla probably been signed now for what? Maybe 3 years now. I want to say probably like 3 years. So yeah, she done probably realistically in the last 3 years, they probably put out 5, maybe close to 6 projects. So I'm sure she ain't got but so many more projects that she can put out on the label. So I'm sure they don't want her to put out another project, and then they kind of ain't never get to recoup nothing back from her, and then she be free out of her obligations. But I think, again, to me, a lot of these rappers, one, need to slow down and stop geeking and take these deals. And trust and believe, I understand it. Everybody, you don't want to keep working to be able to chase. So the first time somebody puts some money in front of you, you're going to want to run and get the deal. But you see so many rappers, it's either going to be now or later, and they're going to eventually complain about the deal that they in. And you can see it from Blockboy, JB, to whoever else. It's a long list of rappers who could constantly and continuously complain about the rap, the deals that they have. And I think that's just realistically because you shouldn't have probably even took the deal in the first place. You should have just kind of just grinded it out a little bit. And even just for somebody like, I can play this clip of Boss Man D-Lo when he's sitting here talking about how he went from 2,500 to 7,500 a show. And I think, it was not even 7,500. I think it was 75,000. Yeah.
That first time you got that motherfucking check that got booked for a show, how was that? Well, how much they gave you?
The first time was in Tally. I had got 2,500.
That's how everybody started.
and spent 3,000 to get out there and do it.
You spent 3,000 to get there.
You spent 3,000
to get there to get 2,500.
To get 2,500.
Well, and then how did it feel though, knowing you got paid off of rap? Like somebody willing to pay you from rap.
That's what I said. It felt, you know what I'm saying? Because that shit was like, damn, bitch. I remember doing free. I remember spending 3,000 and getting fucking nothing.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now when I do 1,000, I actually get my 3,000 back. Like, oh shit!
Within that month, how long did it take to go from 2,500 to 5,000 to 10? How was it jumping up? What was the jump like?
It probably was like every 3 shows
maybe 4. Like every 3-4 shows, then I'm like, all right, I'm charging 5. Boom. Then it's like 3 more shows. All right, I'm charging 10. 3, 4, 20.
That shit hitting. You got back
3,
end coming.
4,
You like,
50.
come on, nigga. You ain't.
Now that you get to like
It's
40,
like
50, now they
a
offering, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Now they
all
coming
over
at you
too.
at 75. Now you like, damn, that's higher than I'm. Look at that.
That's crazy.
So again, like I said, and I don't necessarily know his process or how fast he got signed. I mean, I can tell now because he hasn't put out music in a minute. I'm sure he got a deal now. But my whole point of what I'm even tying that in to the gloss up thing was, sometimes you could just take your time and don't geek to just take the first deal, because I'm sure realistically when Glorilla was scorching hot, you could have realistically, be honest, you could have just kind of rolled Glorilla's wave and then you could have kind of just kept all that money to yourself. You could have kept getting booked for shows because people was going to want to, of course, for people who couldn't afford to book Glorilla, they was going to always constantly just keep booking y'all or getting y'all for features. You didn't have to run and go get a deal, because I can't realistically, if I'm being honest, I don't think QC did nothing for her. What was the purpose? Like, I don't think she's no higher than she was. I think their biggest song realistically, even as a group or everybody individually, is still Shibuya. Shibuya was already a song before they got a deal. And social media made Shibuya hot, and that's why sometimes you can tell the labels can't pick and be like, "Oh, make this song hot. Let's go to TikTok and let's make it hot." You cannot do it. It do not work like that, because I'm 100% positive then every rapper signed to a label would have a hit record or have a big TikTok dance. That's not how it works. It won't never work like that. So realistically, some of y'all just need to slow down, and you can't skip the pace. You cannot skip the grind. You still got to be able to sit in and do a bunch of fucking podcast interviews, sit here and still parlay with whatever DJs. And I'm not sitting here saying go link up with a DJ who don't got no type of social media presence or nothing. You got to kind of find a DJ who understands social media and also understand how to sit here and still kind of break records. And I do think a lot of DJs, they fell out of touch with that as well. They don't know how to sit here and kind of like keep yourself popping on social media, and also still just be an impactful DJ outside too. But I can tell you one person has who do it. I found this joint on, it's this I want to say, are they African? They got it. They're either African or Jamaican. I'm not 100% positive, but I believe what's the name of their Instagram page? I want to say it's cultural. What is it called? I want to be 100% positive because this shit cranks so hard every time I see their jumps come on. It is culture. What is it? Oh, it's Culture FM, and they literally play. I'm talking about, like, nigga, they do a bunch of different type of mixes. Like, they did a sexy red, and blended in with like one of them like little soca or reggae. I don't know, because y'all know I don't know nothing about stuff outside of America. But they mix sexy reds ski with one of them songs. I'm talking about they did such a fire job. But this page literally, like, it's a DJ page. It's a DJ literally doing mixes live on Instagram, and they just blending them. But this John got like damn near almost 500,000 followers on Instagram. That's my point. But it's literally off of them, just their skill level of DJing. But this is something that, I mean, of course, it's not for rappers, because I mean, they are realistically just playing like, you know, reggae and soca and Afro beats and all that stuff. But it don't matter. I'm sure there are regular DJs who do the same thing with hip hop music. And that's my point of sitting here saying, if I was a rapper, you need to tap in with DJs like this who understand how to work social media and still understand how to break music and make people want to come to their page for music. Like, it can be done, but a lot of rappers just want to be lazy. Hey, let me sit here and go, how can I get booked on a Rolling Loud? Niggas just wait for Rolling Loud to sit here. Let me get them booked on Rolling Loud. Let me get on Rap Caviar, and that's it. Now I'm a rapper. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, you have to sign to a label to do both of those things. But that's when a nigga feel like he made it. I'm on this early on this rap Rolling Loud festival, and I got my stuff on Rap Caviar. I'm on whatever this Apple Music joint is. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all literally defeating the purpose. But real quick, I do want to ask y'all a question, because it is a holiday season. What commercials do y'all think is more impactful? The commercials that they play right now, like, of course, because, you know, Thanksgiving, they had all those football games or whatever case may be. Those commercials during the holidays right now, especially like whatever big sporting events during the holidays, because people are actually looking to spending money, or the commercials during the Super Bowl. Like, which ones do y'all feel like y'all pay more attention to? Because I kind of thought about that. I'm like, damn, people spend so much money on those Super Bowl commercials, but are they really worth it? Because I feel like of course, maybe just because with the times, but I don't really feel like I even pay that much attention to the Super Bowl commercials compared to all the commercials you see during the holiday, because during the holidays, you actually trying to spend money. Like you already, it's kind of already embedded in our head. It's the holiday season. I'm going to spend money. I'm going to buy gifts for my loved ones. So you kind of, I feel like you pay attention to commercials a lot more now because you're just trying to see, hey, what's new out? Or can I get some gift ideas from these commercials compared to during the Super Bowl? Like, do I really even, I'm not trying to spend no money right now because I'm really just, the Super Bowl come damn near right after all the holidays.
Because I think the Super Bowl is more so just to market your brand. I don't think it's to sell products though. Because you got to think about it. None of the commercials really selling anything. It's just a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just Budweiser, everybody. They're not selling no, you know what I'm saying? They just.
That might be a good point. I didn't even look at it like that. You might have a good point with that one. I honestly didn't
Doritos,
look at it like that.
I don't think nobody actually, you know.
Yeah, they're not pushing out, hey, this is a new Dorito that came out this week, or we got this new Coca-Cola. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't even look at it like that. Now you say it like that, you're absolutely right. There's not them trying to sell a product. It's them just branding itself. And that's probably realistically why only the big companies do it. You're right. I didn't think of it like that. When you just said that, I honestly didn't think about it. I got one more question. How important do y'all think it is to have just having bottles of cologne and perfume or oils or whatever just sitting around? Because the reason why I thought about that, because I kind of be like, damn, even though I'm not dating, but I always kind of sometimes I just think about it even when like I'm in the gym and I'm just like, damn, this person really smell good. Like, and I'm like, why you just got cologne to waste or oil just to waste to come to the gym? Because I'm looking at it as like wasting it. Because I'm like, dog, you at the gym, like you're not out on a date. But I kind of always wonder like how much cologne or perfume or oils should you kind of have in the cut, because it's just like just in case, because like let's say somebody like me, because I'm not dating or nothing, but then I kind of like, damn, what if I was just randomly to get asked out on a date and I ain't even got no fresh cologne bottle just sitting? I kind of was like, damn, you kind of behind the 8 ball. Even if somebody wanted to invite you out somewhere and like you don't just got like cologne just stashed away, I feel like that's kind of almost an L as an adult. Well, I guess what's y'all thoughts on that?
You should always have some smell goods. Like, why not? You don't have to have it just to go on a date, like
because I feel like it's just maybe in my mind, because I always look at it like it's going to waste, because if I don't go nowhere, I ain't even using it.
But what if you do? Then you don't have it.
That's the part that I was thinking of. Like, damn, what if somebody do invite you somewhere, or you kind of just, or even if somebody just like, oh, hey, pull up to this such and such, and then you ain't even got no smell goods, and it's like, as an adult, like you don't want to come out the house smelling like fried chicken or some shit like that. Like you need some smell goods.
That's what I'm like. Why you just don't spray yourself just when you go to the gym or anything like that?
Hell no. I don't even waste oils or just going to the gym, because it's just like, nigga, for what? You about to sweat.
Mm-hmm. But what if you bump into something? That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
But no, listen to what I'm saying. You're absolutely right. And I do, and I get frustrated with myself like that all the time, is because you don't never think about bumping into somebody or making eye contact with somebody until you make eye contact with somebody. Because and it was so funny that you just said this, because I was going into the dollar store last week, man, and this is right. And I go to this dollar store all the time, and it literally be just nothing but a bunch of old people in there. And it'll be that one day you just go in and like you literally, I'm about to go into the dollar store, open the door for this girl, and like we make eye contact, like real live eye contact. She walked down the aisle, and I know I look like shit. I'm literally just coming from the gym, because I go to this dollar store at least like once a week right after the gym. So, and I'm just like, I look like shit, I smell like shit, and that's what kind of even registered in my brain. It was just like, I let myself go so much because I mentally know that I'm not trying to date, but it kind of get frustrating to be like, just like you say, like, damn, what if you would have kind of had yourself a little bit more presentable? You smell presentable, you look presentable. So at least if you bumped into somebody, you can at least, even if you wanted to, you can indulge in an adult conversation where you kind of just, instead of just completely closing the door on it.
Why I gotta be the date? Why you just can't do it? Just
that's why
good.
I'm just
because if you're not around, I'm not around people for real, so it don't like it just be like, to me it's just like that mean I'm just gonna be smelling for myself. It's like it go to waste.
I mean, just going to the store, grocery store, getting gas, just when you leave the house, like deodorant, like why don't you just and then go?
But Mike, you say he ain't the type,
Yeah, that's not like that's not my bag. Like if I know, to me that I look at that shit like almost like wasting money, because it's like, what am I putting it on for if I ain't gonna be around nobody?
Well, you should still have some. Just, I know you don't need a whole bunch, but at least have a bottle just for, you might go out on a date.
Yeah, I did think about that. I thought about that, especially because, of course, again, when we talk about, because it's the holidays, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Again, I know we said this before, but dog, the phone is literally like the newspaper. Like, bro, I swear, the Instagram is so annoying. For like 2 days straight, they literally had these Meta glasses on top of your. Was that on y'all Instagram, Joe? Like, it was like literally for 2 days on the top of your Instagram page, before you could even scroll to a junk, they was trying to sell you some Meta glasses or something. But it was just my
VR set or the.
I don't know what it was. It was just like some glasses, and it was just like, it was Meta. It was by Meta. I wasn't about to click them because I wasn't about to buy them regardless. But I was just like, damn, it's just so funny. Like literally when you just, using the restroom and you on your phone, and it just be so much advertisement. If it's Fashion or if it's Shein or it should be Macy's now, Amazon, everything. I'll be like, bro, literally your phone and social media is literally like a newspaper now, because it's literally like the things that your parents probably realistically used to would have to go through the newspaper. Like, it's literally on your phone now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so crazy how that worked. But I definitely thought about just like, damn, the smell good is just like,
yeah, because I remember shit. We used to be trying to wait for that. What's name, just to see the Black Friday sales. Like, you was getting for that, to see the ads.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. It's not that
you don't get it now.
But again, that kind of go to me. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that part is lazy, but it's like you allow the algorithm now to kind of.
But see, that's why I say I think you just gotta. I feel like you can't stay. You can't be in the dinosaur ages all your life. You know what I'm saying? You like everybody, because then it's like who really looks at newspapers anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like that, but that's the thing. A lot of people don't even have the Washington Post no more. No. So that's like, all right, well, now you're missing out on those ads. So I get it. Like I said, you gotta stack up with the time that's going on right now. So now I feel like, well, everybody got it on their algorithm or whatever the case may be.
No, I mean, I agree with you on that one. I'm not disagreeing. I do think, especially when it comes to advertising, especially if you got a clothing business or something. I mean, realistically, advertising on social media is the way to go. Because nigga, that TikTok shop stuff. Oh my God, boy, they got that shit on a chokehold. You cannot scroll on your TikTok without somebody sitting here trying to sell you something. Like, nigga, I'm talking about they be having it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they literally had me a couple times. If the shipping was a little bit more cheaper, they would have had me on the little fake Nike tech suit Jones, because and this is even the way that people advertise the Jones. They be like, man, y'all know them sweatsuits that y'all be buying on there in the store for $120. I got 3 of them for $25. And I'm talking about they literally, and the niggas is literally like, and that's the thing I like the difference between like that and Shein, because you just order something from Shein, you kind of just going with the screenshot. But on the TikTok shop, niggas is unzipping in the hoodies, taking them off, zipping it up the pants, putting stuff in the pocket, showing you how deep the pockets go, and they be having you, but I'm like, bro, then the shipping be an extra $20. So I'm like, all right, this ain't as cheap no more as it was, and I'm a cheap nigga, so it's just like, I'm sorry, like, nigga, you order enough shit from Shein or one of them other Jones, they gonna do the shipping for free. You sitting here saying TikTok shop, like, yeah, okay, you throwing in 3 sweatsuits, but now you trying to tax me for the shipping. But they do a great job at getting that shit off on that TikTok shop. They be literally, if I caught them one day and and the shipping wasn't as much, they would have definitely cracked me over here a couple times, because they know how to throw in the right amount of products, but where they blow me at is just with the shipping. So, but TikTok they do a great job at that, promoting whatever product that TikTok shop, nigga, they be smoking them Jones. I'm not even gonna hold you. There's one more show that I was starting on Netflix real quick. I don't have a real deep dive on it, but it is something that I would recommend for people to watch if you need something extra to watch. It's called it's called The Mask, I believe. No, The Madness. That's what it's called. It's called The Madness. And it's about a CNN reporter who basically gets set up. He gets set up by like the right wing. So he's like a left wing, like super woke black dude, and he be doing, this black stuff they do on CNN. And he basically was going like on a trip to the Poconos or something. So he was up in the woods, dolo, and the white people end up setting him up. They end up setting him up with a body. Like, it was body. I'm talking about this dude's body was chopped up in like at least like 100 different pieces. And they try to kind of kill him when he was in the woods. He ended up getting away, and they was tracking him. They was trying to basically do their best job. I haven't finished the whole thing, but they was trying to do their best job at trying to pin this murder on him. 2 different murders, because one, he did end up killing somebody when he was trying to get away out of the woods. So they were trying to pin that body on him and make it seem like it was more than just self-defense. And they also, the original body they were trying to put on him, and it was literally like a Reddit page. Like, it was one of them type of jokes. Like, it literally went on to how the internet really get, and how it be like them little subgroups on Reddit, and they be having their own little thread stuff going on. And people was doxing them, putting his family addresses on there or whatever case may be. It's a good joke. And it realistically, if you are one of those people where you hear, if you take in enough content and you hear people complain about Reddit, or you hear like people like the Bobs doxing people, and when they say doxing, that means throwing out your address and stuff like that, you can see how real some of this stuff gets. So it's kind of just like almost realistically just giving you a real version of what people be complaining about how the dark web gets. So it was kind of like, it's a good joke. Like, I just was watching it while I was doing cardio after I didn't watch. Like, I binge watched that Rhythm and Flow. So like after Rhythm and Flow, and I was looking, I'm like, damn, thinking the next episode was about to come on, and then that jump popped up, and the dude looked like he almost looked like Jeffrey from Bel-Air, the new Bel-Air. So I was kind of like, oh, it's a black dude. And the one thing I will say, that is where Netflix know to get me. I'm not clicking shit if it got a bunch of white people on there, but if it got a black person on the cover, you got me. You can have white characters on there. I ain't saying it got to be a whole black cast, but you better make that person on that front cover be black for you to get a click from me. But it was, like I said, it was a good joint. It's called The Madness, and it is a good one. But I would recommend, of course, that Raw piece, number one, and then Rhythm and Flow. And then after you that, you still need something else to watch. I definitely would recommend that. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, because I believe he's on pace to sell 300. I seen two different numbers, 319 and 325. Again, that's not a bot thing. That's not a conspiracy of they pushing nothing in the forefront. It is just a feeling. That album makes you feel a type of way. It's a feel good album. It's an album that makes you want to dance. It's an album that gives you that extra energy. And I love the way that people even just, again, you know, and one of the things that I love to see, because I know a lot of people don't follow women's basketball, and I love the fact that I seen those group of high school girls. What is that? What is it? What's not called Inglewood High School. Their school went viral for dancing to TV Off. And of course, you know, the mustard part, and the coach went crazy. And the coach he looked like a white dude. I believe he was white. And he went crazy. And the whole team went crazy. But I do think realistically, because I know a lot of people don't follow women's basketball, and that is so much reason why people be so like gun-ho or losing their mind every time they see Angel Reese video. It's so many younger girls who are literally like so lit on TikTok. Like, that is one of my favorite things to see, like just a group of basketball players literally just dancing, cutting up, making TikTok videos, because that is just a thing. Like, all the basketball girlies now got bundles, and they all do TikTok dances and all that. So I was happy to see it seemed like damn near every page, from the Shade Room to ESPN, the Bleacher Report, everybody and their mother picked that up and was showing that school some love. And that's kind of realistically, that to me is how songs circulate. And that's one of them songs, like if you were hating on that song at first, and then you actually get to see people, again, when I'm sitting here saying attach songs to people, attach songs to moments, you get to see like, damn, this tight. So it would kind of like, if you a dancing person, that to me would intrigue you to sit here and say, damn, let me sit here and try to go do me a TikTok jump to this and see if it could do some numbers. If that's your get down. Like, if you somebody who dances, this girl I follow on TikTok, and I'm sure people, if you really on TikTok, it's a light-skinned girl, she kind of thick, and she got like this big ass bathroom, and she be literally like, she always go viral from just rapping songs in her bathroom, and she just be doing different little funny dances. Sometimes she do a little sexy dance, but my point of it is that there is such a room for, again, we talking about attaching songs to people, where she makes those songs her songs, like her facial expressions, her hand, her rapping the songs, like she be murking the Glorilla joint. What's the part when Glorilla be like, yeah, I forgot the little Glorilla sound, but whatever the case may be. She didn't make that shit. That girl be smoking them jokes. She smoked those videos, but like I said, shout outs to Inglewood High School. Shout outs to Kendrick Lamar. I don't care. You can argue with whoever you want. That album is fire, dog. From beginning to end, that shit is fire. And shout outs to Ice from on Joe Budden podcast, because I did do that myself. Y'all know I just add stuff to my gym playlist. So those were the songs in the order that I even added them, because I heard him sing and say he put it all the up tempo jumps together and then separated them from the slowdown, because it do kind of blow you. Like, it go from squat, like the album go from Squabble Up, and then it go to Luther. It kind of like, damn, nigga, I'm so high. My momentum and my energy is so high for Squabble Up. Like, you just brought me right back down with Luther. So like for my joint, I got it. How I got mine? I got mine, of course. I started off still with Whacked Out Morals, and then I got a Squabble Up, Hey Now, TV Off, Peekaboo, and Gen X. And my favorite song probably on there is still Hey Now, and then even between Squabble Up and TV Off. That TV Off is go. That shit goes so hard. Ain't too many real niggas left. Ain't enough. That shit cranked though. I don't care what y'all like. The mustard shit just put the icing on the cake. But even when just him starting it off, like, it ain't enough real niggas left. Oh man, he be cranked. I ain't gonna lie to you. He did his big one on that album. It ain't too much you can do besides hate, if that's what.
Which one is the? Would you think more impactful, the A minor or the mustard joint?
Mustard.
You think the mustard?
Yeah, that's what, you know what the crazy thing is, because I've seen so many people sitting here saying, oh, what if Drake, is he going to try to sue the NFL and keep him from performing that? I think this is the smartest shit Kendrick Lamar do. He don't need to perform Not Like Us no more.
But he don't
have to, but this is what I'm saying. But that's because this is what you're saying. Just that even what you just saying, the A minor or the mustard, like that mustard shit, dude. That's my point. When we talked about it last week, when he took so many parts from what worked on Not Like Us and made sure he sprinkled it through the different songs on this album. So if he chose to and say, I don't want to perform Not Like Us, niggas wouldn't care. Because that moment that you're looking for from the A minor, like I get that same thing from Mustard now. The same effect that you would get from everybody screaming out A minor, you get it, or wop, 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 hey, that fuck him up. Like you get all of that. You can everything again, like I said, like we said it last week, everything from that moment you can get from different moments on that album now. Like that Mustard replaces the A minor. Like he can literally come and cut the TV off, cut his TV off, and it's just so crazy on it's just like. No, he really talking about smoking a nigga on his joint, and you're not even going to know it because the song is so goddamn friendly, and most people not even going to understand or even know what "cut the TV off" mean. So that to me is just so tight how you can just that song was fire, though. That song was fire. I can't wait to see him perform that. What did I want to play? Oh, it was a couple of the Jones that we can kind of go. Oh, I meant to play this last week though.
Don't like, we make them do it all. A lot if we really feeling you. It's the ones we don't like. We make them do it all.
So you ain't like your husband.
I ain't trying to embarrass my husband even more on the internet, but he was a simp and I seen the opportunity and I took it.
Well, I'm saying what his qualities was.
I mean, for one, he accepted the fact that I have 3 kids.
So you got 3 kids too?
I have 3 children.
And a nigga supposed to come with the bag?
They supposed to come. And that's why you have to have a bag.
Yeah.
Like you got to take care of me and my kids.
So, like you automatically get these responsibilities?
Yes.
Stop playing.
I'm not playing.
And how many niggas doing this?
I have between 2 or 3.
I'm saying, how many have you ran into in life?
Okay, so let's say I run into 100 dudes. Probably about 4 of them.
Yeah, they're about the odds.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with that now.
Probably about 4.
They're about the odds. All right.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's no. So that kind of sound like you are delusional. You just catching it's just a sucker born every day.
Basically.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. A nigga that's so you never caught no nigga that's worth something doing that though. Am I kidding?
I probably have one. See, the way this game work is you have to get with a man who ain't used to dating back a lot.
So real quick for people who didn't know what that was Big Bank's podcast, and it was a young lady. I meant to play this again. It was like 2 weeks ago where this was going viral a week ago, and she basically said that she called her husband a simp because her husband took care of her 3 kids. Obviously, the 3 kids wasn't his, and then so it started up a conversation on social media where people was like, man, that's what women be doing. They wait and they'll sit here and make the nigga that they didn't want to have actual kids with be the nigga who end up taking care of her kids. So I guess I wanted to ask y'all this question is, do y'all think, well, I guess my question for y'all, if y'all were her husband, how would y'all feel? That's my first question.
That's disrespectful. Don't you think?
No, I just beyond disrespectful. But I guess my only thing I thought of it is 2 ways that you could kind of look at it, especially for her to talk like that. Maybe her husband don't got social media, and then 2, I wondered
maybe he don't give a fuck about her. He still.
I mean, it ain't too much you can't give a fuck about her if you're taking care of her and her 3 kids.
Yeah, but that like you said when you said what money you got on the side, you know what I'm saying? Like that probably might be his money on it. I'm saying like. So people live double lives.
Why get with her if you going?
Yeah, we don't know. Like he could. Yeah, maybe I need my green card. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. He probably could be using her too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would probably feel some type of way because me and my wife would have to already kind of play like she would have to use these type of words already in front of me for me not to feel some type of way. Because that's the only way. Like it could be like you can't tell me that I'm a regular nigga on social media. I be on social media every day, and people know this is my whole wife. And then niggas is sending me like, "Damn, this your girl? This your wife? This how she feel about you?" Like that to me is crazy. Like you call this nigga a simp. Like calling a nigga a simp is basically like you calling a nigga the B word.
So if you knew that that's what you were, then you wouldn't care that she told that's what you were.
Because you know what the crazy? Because if I'm being honest, what she said towards the end was the honest truth. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been a simp before. Because if this is when you first start, if you listen and say, let's say if I'm 27, 28, even 30, let's just sit here and say I'm 30. But since I've been from 18 to 30, I was used to probably just hitting off between 5s and 8s. And then when you get your first 10, I'm talking like a universal 10, you kind of you get super green. Like you be like, damn, I ain't used to fucking this type of girl. So you trying to go above and beyond and do the most for her. So she's absolutely right. And I do think I'm sure most women don't want to hear that or don't want to say it out loud because you want to catch your next victim. You don't want to see him blow up the spot and make it too hot beforehand. But that God, if we being God honest truth, that's kind of like what happens. Like I know and it take you a second. Like this shit may happen to you twice. I know for a fact, and it happened to me at least 2 or 3 times where you kind of like, all right, when you kind of realize like maybe you just because sometimes your own insecurities, your own body dysmorphia, you may not think that you are supposed to get these type of women, and then after you kind of feel, oh no, I kind of can get a couple of these now. This is kind of more becoming the norm. So now you kind of just you got to shake yourself up and wake up a little bit like, nah, nigga, you don't have to go above and beyond for these women because it's a few of them that's kind of beating down your door now. So this is kind of almost the norm now. And so when it comes to norm, now hopefully, God willing, you got a good hustle game that you can regain the money that you ran through. Because if you don't, then that's when you got a bunch of young dudes or a bunch of niggas sitting on the internet who hate women. Because there be the dudes who got burnt, and I now mean burnt like an STD wise, but I mean just burnt out of money by a beautiful woman, and you kind of could never get back right, and that kind of you blew whatever bread you had saved up. So now you got something, you didn't get married or you didn't get no kids from this girl. She just got you for all your bread. Now they got you towards some type of hate, some type of animosity towards women, because you felt like, damn, these baddies done done me so wrong. And then when you actually listen to a lot of men who talk towards women, it's because 9 times out of 10, if you do your real research, no women that probably done real bad. And that's just how it would be. So I'm not mad at her for what she said towards the end. Like I would be mad if I'm her husband, but she kept it a buck. Like, yeah, you find you a green nigga who ain't used to dating no baddie. His nose is gonna be wide open like 395 at 3 a.m. It's gonna be a smooth ride. But if you're talking to a nigga who didn't, like, think about it, like, you talking about to a dude who used to dating a bunch of beautiful women, he ain't gonna move as fast as you want him to, because it's like, bro, this is regular. I can, whatever I can, it's 10 more of you. And out of them 10 more of you, 4 of them ain't gonna make me do too much of nothing. They might be on me just thinking I'm a baddie in their mind. So, I mean, I get what she said. I'm not even mad at what she said. I just can only imagine if I'm actually her husband. Like, hopefully her husband just a low-key dude. He ain't on social media like that. So it kind of don't get back
I think
to
that
him,
this not being the album took a...
Still get your play. It's
That was tough.
What? I'm so
He
happy.
got stopped and pitched that shit back to Josh Allen for the touchdown.
And I'm so happy that the 49ers is playing like cheeks this year, and they are getting their doors blown off. Oh my God, they so ass. Real quick, what else is going on? Cam Newton, of course. Matter of fact, before we get to Cam Newton, let me get to my girl, Sexy Red. She is crazy.
Okay, you know what? I don't know how to do this tutorial shit. I don't be over here making videos and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just show y'all these lip glosses on my lips. Call it a day, okay? Fuck with your girl. This gonorrhea.
Go ahead.
Green. Okay. Oh, and I made this for my friend that had gonorrhea. She told me the shit was coming out green. I said, okay, let me make you some lip gloss, make you feel better. And that's how we came up with the flavor gonorrhea.
Yeah, what?
Okay. Look at it come out. Okay, you know what? I don't know how to do this tutorial shit. I don't be over here making videos and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just show y'all these lip glosses on my lips. Call it a day, okay? Fuck with your girl. This gonorrhea. Green. Okay. Oh, and I made this for my friend that had gonorrhea. She told me the shit was coming out green. I said, okay, let me make you some lip gloss, make you feel better. And that's how we came up with the flavor gonorrhea.
That's great.
Okay. Look at it come out.
You played it all right. It already played.
So, the one thing about Sexy Red, bro, she is nasty as hell, and just I can't even say she's nasty because I feel like she's just playing into a character. I feel like her personality is kind of herself, and I feel like she kind of realistically playing into a character at the same time. Like I kind of don't know which one is the real deal and which one is the fake, because of course she was on Castanet's she was on Castanet's stream earlier this week too, and they were sitting here and then she did this.
Stink. Hell no.
You smell. What else?
Nobody. She smell like some flowers in there. Okay. Dang with the water, get that appreciate it. Dobby water, get that.
They said I stink.
No, this is the thing I don't like.
Do you think she stink?
But you know what the messed up part is? I seen a girl, she had a tweet that was going viral over this clip and was like, only reason why people think Sexy Red stink is because she dark skinned. I don't agree with that part. Because
what?
No, that's what people said. People said, but then people was giving her pushback, and people was like, well, nobody don't ever say JT stink. Nobody don't never sit here and say that Doechii look like she stink, or nobody don't. And people named off a bunch of dark-skinned women, and they was like, people don't never
Coco
say that none of the
Jones,
definitely nobody ain't never in their mother said that Coco Jones look like she stinks. So people was kind of like, I don't necessarily think it's a skin complexion thing. I do think it's a tattoo thing. She looked like she because it's, but let's be real, because it's because of the tattoos and shit. It's because of all the tattoos on her face. It's because of the piercings and all that other stuff. Because realistically, she don't look well put together. Like it's a difference. Like it don't have nothing to do with the complexion. It's to do with realistically, it's your presentation. And you can sit here and say, it don't matter if you light skin, dark skin, whatever, especially when you got them jailhouse looking tattoos and it look like you didn't like, bro. If you didn't take time to get some tattoos properly, people gonna feel like you don't take time to wash your ass properly. So I mean, I ain't mad at them for sitting here feeling that type of way about Sexy Red, but I do hate when people sit here and try to make it a colorism thing and it don't have two things don't have nothing to do with them. But why? Because we did just play Cass and Nat stream. I do want to play this clip of Drewski and Kevin Hart. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of wish, even though I
thought it was about to be a show.
movie. No, for sure. Because of course, I mean,
the ad was
the ad for their Thanksgiving stream was fire. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. It looked like a movie. Like they shot it like a trailer for a movie. So it got everybody excited, like, damn, this joint gonna be fire. They want to kind of see, but they did a 10-hour stream. And again, that's what but again, when I sit here said earlier, when I'm talking about the rappers being too lazy, you got to look at somebody like Kevin Hart, though. Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart did, listen to what I'm saying. Kevin Hart got box office movies. Kevin Hart literally filled out the Philadelphia Eagles football stadium for a comedy special. That stadium can hold 80,000 people. Kevin Hart don't got to go to nobody's damn stream. He don't need it. He does not need to do this, but this is Kevin Hart still continuously knowing, hey, let me build my brand, and while I'm still building my brand and tapping into the youth, I can help Kai, I can help Drewski build up their brands at the same time. And if you ever paid attention, every time Kevin Hart go on there, he bring Drewski with him. So that's three people, that's 3 generations, or at least him killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I could give Drewski this look, because Drewski and Castanat do 2 different things. Drewski do skits on social media, and Castanat do streaming. So he's but he's still helping both. He's bringing up his platform, his likeness, and his visibility, and sharing it with them. But again, that's what I'm saying. But that's the difference between somebody, when people try to sit here and throw shade at Kevin Hart and say, oh, Kevin Hart ain't a real nigga and he don't help people out. This is a perfect example of this. Is 10 hours though. Kevin Hart is 10 hours. He spent his Thanksgiving. He gave 10 hours on Thanksgiving Day to sit here and help this boy streams do numbers and give him a fucking box office movie star and visibility sitting in his goddamn house with him or doing this stream with him for 10 hours. So shout out to Kevin Hart for doing that one. And the shit was funny as hell.
Little nigga. Not you, nigga. I'm talking about the little fat nigga. Yo, come on, bro. Come on. Fat nigga. Yo. Y'all been saying that to me all fucking night. Everybody call me the fat nigga all night, but I can't call the other little fat nigga the little fat nigga. Man, y'all niggas been fuck out of here, nigga. No. Y'all wanna have fat phobia when it come to the kid, but not me. He's like the mom. Nigga, what about me, nigga? He's fine. You're a grown ass nigga. Man, y'all niggas been calling me fat all night. Juicy. Oh, y'all. Fuck. This you good? Yo, man, you messing my fucking sweater bag. They might put something in your food, nigga. Oh, God, he's cracking, man. They might put something in your food. That shit whack, bro. But that's what I'm saying. But y'all niggas want me to wear those. But y'all do it to me, though. No, as younger, they called you fat. My bad, bro. My bad. You good? My bad. He's dead ass crying. You fucking wild. Nah, that's my bad.
Look how his father's looking at you. Look how his father's looking at you. Look how his father's looking at you.
You good? I'll get you. Bro, maybe get you some cheese. You ain't mean the house.
Black ears? Black ears? What is wrong with you, stupid ass? Oh, come here. Come some juice. What the fuck just happened, man? What the fuck is wrong with you? You started crying on the spot.
Y'all niggas don't say that to me. What the hell y'all do it to me, though? Nigga, don't nobody got no feelings for the older fat nigga.
Nigga, you a fat nigga, okay? Fat ass. The fuck? He's a fucking kid.
You right. He's a
fucking
kid. He's a kid. I apologize. I give him a hug.
He was crying, gang.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
Come on, bro. Come on, my nigga. Chicken locked up.
I got a couple drinks for it, but that ain't no excuse, bro. For real. Like, I'm a bigger dude, you're a bigger dude. We on the same page, and like, I really do apologize. I understand. We got the same mindset. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, getting excited in here. You know what I mean? But I rock with you. What's your name? Joseph. You're a good dude, Joe. You're gonna go far. I got a cousin named JoJo. Yeah, you're cool. What's your name?
All right, so now I want to play this clip of the dude, mom, and this is what we talk about bad. When we talk about listen to what I'm saying, when we talk about bad parenting, we're talking about trying to chase a moment and chase a check, and this is why people don't want to help other people, because this is the perfect example of why if I was casting that, I would never want to sit here and bring nobody on, because this was corny. Like it's no, and the crazy thing is, I think this woman is so stupid that she think people is this dumb. Like we all saw this. This stream was streamed by millions of people. Like you can literally streamed by millions of people, and then anybody with 2 ears and a common sense who watched that clip and then hear you talking, like, bro, come on, like, stop what you doing.
Kai Snap. So, hi. This is my little boy that was at Kai Snap's house last night. Hello. So I was sitting there, in character because, well, I'm supposed to be Pugsley from the Addams Family, so we mostly don't talk. Then he insulted me, Drewski. Drewski insulted me multiple times. And if you check on the YouTube video, they cut it out. You can only see me hugging LeBron James Jr. and Kai Snap. So, with that, they wouldn't let me get my son. Security would block me. The person in charge of telling me what's supposed to go on was saying that my son was crying because he didn't get no food, which was a lie. A older person, Drewski, was physically and mentally assaulting my son, calling my son a fat ass nigga, whatever he was saying. But he's a big ass silverback gorilla. He had no business talking to a 9-year-old like this. My son was there to do a job for acting, and that was not a part of it. So everybody's saying like, oh, wow, it's a skit. No. That was just abuse you were watching. That they wouldn't let me get to my son. And once our son came out crying and told us everything, my husband called out Drewski, and Drewski wouldn't come outside. Then 10 securities came. We got our stuff, and we left. I cried with my son in the car because they were holding this from me, and they let this happen to my son, and it's really damaged him. I don't think anybody should put their child in this. I don't think anybody should have their kids around drunk men. Oh, which is something that they didn't tell me was happening. Something, Mom. What? They broke the law. Oh, they also broke the child permit laws. Very unprofessional. We love Kai Cenat. We worked with him before. But ladies and gentlemen, no. Drewski, you are not it. You are not. This is a kid's show with Kai Cenat. And I don't think, like, for Kai to be having somebody like that, I don't think, like, that's a part of his criteria. Like,
so again, yeah, you can clear as day to see this woman is she's a little off and she's a little slow herself and just trying to finesse a bag. Like, bro, that's corny to me. Like, he gave your son an opportunity and it was funny, dog. Like, let's come on, man. Like, they on here. This is a comic type of joke. Like, this is not a serious show. Ain't nothing about this stream supposed to be serious. This is supposed to be just pure funniness. And Drewski calling the little boy a fat nigga. That shit was funny as hell. Because his little ass was a fat nigga. Like, what are you talking about? He ain't even a nigga, so that's what make it even more funnier. Like, for just when a black person calls somebody that's not black a nigga, that shit be so fucking funny. So I don't care what you like. So man, stop, dog. Just stop what you're doing. Like, let's be serious for real. Like, we gotta be serious. Real quick, while I guess no, that shit was funny because he's not a nigga. He's a little ass Spanish boy. You keep calling him a fat nigga, so that shit was funny as shit. Like, come on, dog, stop.
Now, see, if she would have took that route, like, well, you know, that's kind of racist. Like, if you would have took that route, then I would have understood.
How can you take what route could you take? You can't call it racist because you ain't even black.
But that's what I'm saying. But I would have felt more for her if she would have said, oh yeah, well, you know, that's very inappropriate for him to be saying a fat, you know, call him a fat nigga. Like, I probably would have believed. I mean, I probably would have
sitting here saying, "Oh, it's physically and mentally abused." Like, bro, he didn't physically touch your son.
Well, why would you let your child go in a room full of grown ass people? That's not a place for a child. So you can't be mad at what's being said.
Because she getting paid.
Because she was getting paid.
Well, that's like the R. Kelly parents and all them. Like, you put your child in that situation, you can't get mad at the outcome.
Exactly. I trust me. I'm with you on that one. Real quick, I guess, man, we can go to 2 stories back to back. Randy Moss and 2 Chainz. I'm gonna play the Randy Moss Jones first because he kind of pissed me off because it's like you grown. Say what's wrong with you.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
I'm sitting here on Sunday NFL Countdown, and you know, throughout the week of the holidays, man, your boy has been battling something internal, and you know, I just ask for all the prayer warriors, you know, to put their blessing hands on me and my family through these hard times. And you know, people were talking about my eyes last week, and you know, I'm here. So if you see these on, you know, Sunday NFL Countdown, Adam Schefter calls them the Michigan turnover glasses that they sent from Ohio last night. So I just let it go with these, and I got the right side, the strong side on here. Strong side, you see, strong side got his glasses on. So anyways, man, like I said, y'all, I'm battling something, man, and it's something internal. Your boy gonna get through it. I got a great team of doctors, and got a great family around me, man. So all you men, man, y'all do your checkups, get your blood work done, and yeah.
So this will be my only beef with Randy Moss. Why not just come out and say what was wrong though? Like, I don't like you indirectly sitting here saying there's something wrong. We still don't know what's wrong with you. Because, and I'm sure, of course, you know, when you won, when your eyes is that, because I did see a picture from last week and his eyes was like damn near almost like a yield sign yellow, like them Jones was yellow, like probably I ain't even lie, his eyes kind of look worse than Michael Jordan Jones, but Michael Jordan get those jokes all the time, and people, you know, blame it on Michael Jordan smoking cigars all the time and drinking all that Hennessy and stuff. So people, you know, they kind of put that on there. I don't necessarily know what is wrong with Randy Moss. I mean, because 9 times out of 10, I think for most people, when your eyes do get that yellow, it had probably something to do with your kidney, and that may have something to do with, I don't know if Randy Moss drink or not, but to me, as a man, don't sit here and tell people to come and pray for you or say something like you indirectly saying what's wrong. Tell us what's wrong, because shit, maybe I want to go sit here and get checked out, or maybe if my eyes start to get yellow, I can kind of get ahead of it, but you just indirectly sitting here saying pray for me and hey, your boy going through something, like you could have kept that to yourself then. Because it's like, what you saying something, but you ain't saying nothing. Like, you did not say what was wrong with you. You want people to, what am I going to go get myself checked out for? Because you ain't tell me, you didn't give me no reason. And because I'm somebody who listens to a lot of content, when Charlamagne and them go into details about going to go get your colon clean and go get a whatever, all those stuff that you got to get when you turn like 45 and stuff, like give real description on what's going on and why I should go get checked out. Don't just sit here and say pray for your boy and this, that, and the third. I'm wearing these sunglasses trying to make it like a joke or indirectly, like, nah, nigga, if you're not gonna tell us what's wrong, then keep it to yourself and take these jokes on social media.
Fortunate, and you one of the unfortunate. But you ain't gonna come back. Like, I'm just stayed up all night, did my regular routine, went to the Hawks game, regular routine. I still got up and went to give back to people in the community, whatever. People ask me for favors all the time, ask me for money all the time, and y'all can't even pop up to help me help other people. So now I'm working for you. I'm out here grinding, getting my money to help you because you can't get your hustle together, or I'm helping the unfortunate, and you one of the unfortunate. But you ain't even gonna come back. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking, man, y'all had to leave me alone for a minute, for real. You just really need to think about that, man. Yeah, what else was you doing? This one is 23 pounds? What kind of turkey was it? 13 pounds. They say 23 pounds. Ain't that huge?
So, okay, basically, if you didn't catch on to what 2 Chainz was complaining about, basically 2 Chainz was doing a turkey giveaway for Thanksgiving. And I guess people that he normally look out for on the regular, people who are always hitting him up, asking, can he hold some money, or can you do this for me, or can you buy me this? He was like, bro, I look out for y'all all the time, and nobody couldn't show up to help me give away turkeys. Like, I wasn't asking for y'all to, like, personally buy the turkeys, but just help me with the giveaway. Help promote the giveaway, let people know, like, hey, we're doing a giveaway here, and come and help me give out the turkeys. Like, you always able to sit here and ask for help from me any other time. Why not come and help me out when I'm trying to do something good for the community? So I feel him on that one, because it's kind of crazy. Like, damn, people could easily just hit you up when they need to borrow something, or they behind on a bill, or whatever the case may be, but you can't sit here and show up for him, and he ain't asking you to sit here and donate turkeys because he know you ain't got it, because he always the one helping you out. But you can still at least come and help pass the turkeys out. So I can get where he's coming from when that one is kind of crazy. Like, damn, y'all can't sit here and show up for me when it's time to, do something good or give back to the community. So I get it on that one. And shout out to Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey his will make $2.5 million just in the month of December off of her Christmas catalog. Like, just think about it. You know for a fact, if you don't do nothing else all year, every December you're gonna get you a bag. You know for a fact every December you're gonna get you $2.5 million, bro. You can do whatever else during the rest of the year. I don't care what else you got to do, but you know for a fact I'm just gonna get me a cool 2.5 every Christmas. Shout out to Mariah Carey, bro.
I think she's going on tour.
That's a hell of a catalog. That's a real deal catalog. Like, no, people don't even talk about the rest of Mariah Carey's catalog, because all it comes to is down. Mariah Carey is Christmas. And I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was a rapper, or probably a singer more than a rapper, of course, Chris Brown got This Christmas, and people do like the Chris Brown version. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I would be trying my hand every year to at least come up with a Christmas EP, because I would want that type of money, especially if I'm an active artist, like somebody like maybe like a Coco Jones. I probably really would say Coco Jones out of anybody. Or shit, even if I'm Chris Brown, like I would be trying my hand to realistically figure out a way to come up with a Christmas EP every year, so I can be able to eventually. It got to be some way, because
But you know what? I mean, because you got to think about, a lot of labels used to do that back in the day. Def Jam, like they used to come up with the Christmas joints.
Shit, they even had the Dipset Christmas.
But I think that's the thing. I guess nowadays, because Mariah got it in chokehold, nobody else is really trying to.
But I'm saying you got to think about it. This shit is old. That music is old. People were still chasing it even then, when she already had it in the chokehold.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think people even try to, like, all right, it is what it is.
But that goes back to the conversation that we was having again earlier. It's just laziness. It goes not, and that's not on the fans. That's on the artist. Yeah, cool. It's cool that she got it on the chokehold. But just imagine if Drake said, "I'm never going to try to chase Michael Jackson numbers because, man, it's Michael Jackson. He already got it." Then you wouldn't have as many Drake hits as you got. So it's like, you can't sit here and just because somebody got it at the moment is not saying that it can't be taken. Or shit, imagine if Kendrick Lamar would have just been like, man, nobody can't beat Drake. He the best. He'd have been running the game for 15 years. Then we would have never watched the nigga who had the game down for 15 years get knocked the fuck out.
Because a lot of artists got Christmas albums. So that's why I think that was just a thing back in the day. I don't think now that's a. Yeah.
But you should make it a thing, because all I'm just saying is, the perfect example to use that for is the way Kendrick Lamar did Drake. Because I'm sure it's 100 rappers right now like, damn, I wish I was Kendrick Lamar right now, because the credit, the hype, all of that you didn't get. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I seen a little list that was floating around. I wish I would have screenshotted it so I could have read it out, but I didn't respect the list at all, because you cannot put out no top 24. I think it was the top 10 rappers of 2024, and there were no women on that list. And that's the reason why I seen it. And that's why I was going viral, because everybody kept saying there's like, cool, Kendrick Lamar could be number 1, but 5 out of them 10 should be women. You can, like, everybody is cool with saying, okay, Kendrick could be number 1. But if you sitting here telling me out of the rest of those 9 other people, 5 ain't women, is ridiculous. Because you can't realistically name 5 men who had a bigger year. Let's just sit here and try to just freestyle it off the top of my head. If I sit here and say, okay, let's go 1, 2, let's go Kendrick Lamar number 1, Future number 2. Everything else is up for debate.
It will still be the 3.
What's the third? Who the third person?
No, I'm just saying. If you think about it, I don't think nobody else really, because do you still count? I mean, J. Cole.
Listen. Just me personally, if we just sit here, let's say we just shooting off the top of the head. I'm still, for me, number 1. Let's just say Kendrick. 2, if we being completely honest and not being biased and trying to be a male chauvinist, number 2 should be Glorilla.
Okay.
Then I can go 3 Future. And then, okay, if you sit here and say, all right, we want to keep Drake in there, Drake is number 4. Then 5 either going to have to be between Meg and Lotto or Sexy Red.
I don't know.
What? Who?
I don't know. I don't know about. See that. I don't know if I got those Sexy Red in there.
Okay, let's say if you don't put her in there, you have to either put Meg or you got to put Lotto. Pick one.
Yeah, I think you probably. Yeah, Meg, because this is her first album since all that. Yeah, okay, you put Meg in there.
Cool. So then number 6 got to be Lotto because I'm not like, give me the man that you feel like. I feel like niggas just be trying to keep them same little random. Like I seen like 21 Savage and Tyler. None of them niggas don't have 21 Savage. I don't care about what the numbers say. I'm talking about because that's the one thing I think we have going into 2025. I hope and I swear to God we got to get away from the numbers thing because you're not about to tell me that no male rapper had a song more impactful than Big Mama. Like they didn't. Like nigga, that Big Mama. Lotto had the goddamn girls in the choco with that Big Mama. They had every girl calling herself Big Mama. Like let's be serious. Like I'm not about. I don't even remember no song off that 21 Savage project. So there's no. If you can't tell me a quotable song that people actually care about from that 21 Savage project, 21 Savage may not even be he shouldn't even be in the conversation for top 10. The only reason why you try to put him in there just because how many albums he sold the first week. Cool, he sold a bunch of albums the first week, and then what happened for the rest of the year? Nobody went back and was listening to that 21 Savage album. Like let's be serious. And I think that's a lot of.
That's when you discredit them playlists, but that joint what's name the Bonnet joint stayed on it.
Yeah, cool. But guess what he did? He canceled his tour. So Lotto went on tour. Y'all forgot that 21 Savage was supposed to go on tour.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that song, I still think that song still has some. It still had play value. That's why but that's what I think we kind of get in confused. You say, okay, they go on tour, but you saying, well, everybody don't need to be hopping on tours or whatever the case may be.
No, I said people don't need to be on festivals. You need to do your own tour.
Okay, but that's why I say if we still keep going with even with that whole list, like minus the 21 or whatever, I think you will have to put Tyler Creator up there.
But he just came out at the end of the year, so are you just putting him on there just off of the strength of because of?
But that's closing it out, right? I would think because
really my thing is where I wouldn't only top 10. Let's go ahead. Just go ahead and say what you about to say.
No, I'm just saying because I mean that's still for you to come out with that album and to do what you did and still have a strong number. I would still have to give you credit for. I cannot.
Here you go. I found the list. Now here you go. So I'm gonna just read it off what it was. Best rappers of 2024. Number 1 was Kendrick Lamar. Number 2 was Travis Scott. Number 3 was Eminem. Number 4 was Future. Number 5 was 21 Savage. Number 6 was J. Cole. Number 7 was Kendrick Lamar. Number 8 was Lil Wayne. Number 9 was Playboi Carti. And number 10 was A$AP Rocky. Like, this not even a serious list. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
Like that list ain't even serious. So like I said, we could kind of just off of that was I'm not keeping none of that in there because that's just absolutely ridiculous. Like nigga, Playboi Carti didn't even put out a whole album. But that's my point where I think
I'll take Boss Man D-Lo over Playboi Carti.
Nigga, I'll take Boss Man D-Lo over Playboi Carti, and I'll take Boss Man D-Lo over A$AP Rocky, and I'll take Boss Man D-Lo over J. Cole.
Nah.
Huh?
Because J. Cole still put he still put out them hard verses, the Collard Green joint, the one he had with what was the other one?
All right, cool.
Yeah,
So
because that's why I said you gotta put J. Cole. He still put out hard verses, regardless of the apology. Even that album, Delete Later, was still a hard.
Okay, so let's do our 10 real quick. Then let's try to not drag it too long, but let's just go top 10. Then let's go Kendrick Lamar number 1, Glorilla number 2, number 3 Future, number 4. Who we say for 4? What we say for? We said Drake number 4. Yeah, we said Drake 4, Meg 5, Lotto 6, 7. I'm with you with Boss Man D-Lo.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I kind of if I'm being realistic and I'm gonna take my bias out, I kind of want to go Boss Man D-Lo 5. I kind of want to. I kind of.
Who you bumping down? You bumping?
So
Drake?
I'm bumping down. No, because we had Drake at 4. So we had what we said. We had.
I thought you had Drake at 4.
Kendrick 1, Glorilla number 2. Future number 3, 4 Drake, 5 I go Boss Man D-Lo, then 6 I go Meg, 7 I go Lotto. 8 I feel like you still gotta go Sexy Red.
You would take Sexy Red over Big X the Plug?
Yeah, because he don't got no song. He still don't have like what's because nigga, I think about it. Get It Sexy came out this year. Like cool, he might have a better body of work, but what song he got better than bigger? What song does he have bigger than Get It Sexy? He don't got one, and then she's still on this song with her and Glorilla to end the year off. So she's still to have still 2 songs bigger than his bigger than his whole career. Like come on, I'm not gonna do Sexy like that. It don't matter how you feel like her. She still got to at least be number 8. What's that? 8? Yeah. And 9 and 10, I probably go 9. I might gotta go Gunna.
What? Yeah. Okay.
And that's kind of just off of GP because he still kind of was lingering around from last year, and then now towards like the end of the year, he put out that song. What was that? What's that song that he just put out recently that we talked about last week? What's that Gunna song? Gunna. Him Alone. So I mean. Yeah, I put him at 9 and then 10 to close the year off. I can go Wayne because Wayne still went crazy on the features.
Okay, but back to Big X the Plug. What about that 2 a.m. joint? That's not a.
Nah, his biggest song off that project would have been I'm the biggest, the largest, the largest. I think that's the name of the song. Yeah, that song bigger than that 2 a.m. song. Hell yeah. For Big X the Plug, hell yeah. That Oh, I mean, that's because that just recently moved up, but the largest was the song that was kind of carrying him the whole year. Until that, like I'm looking at, I see on the Apple Music joint, that is the top joint now. But at one point in time, that largest song was carrying him the whole entire year. I just feel like the 2 a.m. joint is more new.
I got to give Jack Harlow his. That's one smooth white boy, and he always he always find a way to get in there. He always find it,
but I think sometimes it just goes. But he's one of them niggas where it goes to timing because of course, will the label eventually end up working that song? Will that song probably end up becoming something next year? Yeah, but you talking about right now? Like, let's be like.
You saying because of the year is pretty much over?
No. What I'm saying is because he dropped that song when Kendrick Lamar dropped that project. We ain't talked about that song last week. And to be honest, like I heard the song, like it's cool, I heard it, but I ain't actually go back and listen to it. Like the difference between like, okay, I heard something, but I ain't really actually go listen to it. Like it's not one of them jokes like, damn, I gotta add this to my playlist. Like I heard it and it was like, all right, it was cool.
But
like,
I think this one is kind of gonna be a slow burner, and it's probably gonna catch its legs more so towards going into next year, the springtime and all that. That's when I really think it's gonna be what it was. But he, like I said, he don't miss. I will give him that credit when it comes to putting the music together.
Yeah, what else was going on in the world? I think because we was on music, I can't play this clip of LL Cool J is hard as hell.
These motherfuckers keep.
I'm gonna say this with humbly, but I really mean this. I think one day people are gonna wake up and realize that LL Cool J is the most important rapper that ever existed. I truly believe one day people are gonna say that. They're gonna say, yo, they're gonna look and they're gonna say, wow, when it comes to the jewelry, this is the guy who introduced all the diamond and the ice and the champagne. They're gonna say when it comes to the love songs, this is the guy who introduces the love songs and all the love shit. When it comes to the bad boy vibe, they're going to realize, oh, this is the guy who introduced all the rebellious bad boy vibes before it was done. When it comes to the GOAT terminology, they're going to say, yo, this is the guy who came up with the GOAT stuff. They're going to say, when it comes to Def Jam, wow, this is the first artist that was on Def Jam. They're going to say, well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When it comes to the solo artist, going to say, wow, this is the first solo artist to take it all the way around the world. Like, I mean, I could go on and on and on. They're going to say, yo, when it comes to the foodbowl, yo, this guy introduced the whole idea of putting clothing lines. Even before that, he did Troop. When they say, oh, when it comes to endorsements, oh, this is the guy who did the Kango and made the Kango popular before people even did that. When they talk about television, they're going to say, oh, this is the guy who did the credible stuff on TV and at the same time was still making credible records and wasn't just doing TV and using rap as a launch pad. When it comes to business, they're going to say, what? Like, I could go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's why in a lot of ways, it's hard for me to get into the movie thing, honestly, sincerely, and I mean this sincerely. And it's like, that's why it's not really that interesting for me because I'm doing so much and I've done so much for the culture that it's almost like it's unfathomable. I mean, Run DMC wasn't even on Def Jam, bro.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Biggie made Going Back to Cali because, you know, I made the song first.
Yeah.
You know? Like these guys, like every artist that you can name, the biggest artists, the billionaire artists were launched on the label that I launched.
Yeah, and even
no, but seriously, like I mean, these names, like the biggest names in hip hop that come from the 90s, and I'm saying this with love. I'm not trying to be funny style. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I really sincerely. I'm just saying, when you look at you take guys like Jay, these guys were launched off of Def Jam. That's the label I birthed. You talk about these guys like Kanye and all the things he's done. They were launched on a label that I birthed. Like, you can't, like, so it's like when I look at it really when I look at the epicenter of what it really is, come on, bro. Like it's almost unfathomable.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be, and I'm honestly, sincerely, I'm not trying to be arrogant. I just really believe that. So it's like, when I look at it for what it is factually, it's almost like, how do you make a movie about that? How do you make a movie about that? Like,
maybe
you know, I guess for people who don't know who that was, of course, that's LL Cool J. And he basically was sitting here saying that maybe he doesn't get, he honestly doesn't get enough credit for how much he set the landscape and the impact for the goals that rappers kind of try to acknowledge and try to succeed, because I do think he doesn't get enough credit for, because sometimes you may forget because the TV show wasn't as popular as Martin or as the Fresh Prince or as the Jamie Foxx or the Wayans Brothers show, but LL Cool J did have a successful TV show. It just wasn't, it may be just right after it went off of TV, it didn't still have that remnants of people still kind of like, oh damn, you remember the Fresh, you know, like people don't compare it or don't put it in that same conversation. But if you can remember, if you're old enough, you can remember LL Cool J's TV show was a decent TV show. Like, it wasn't like no bad show, so it was a good jump. But I do think LL doesn't get a lot of credit. I think that's for a lot of rappers who become super successful movie wise or TV wise. People kind of discredit them with their rapping ability, because I see that shit all the time with Ice Cube. Because I think most people, of course, if you really on social media giving your opinion now, maybe you kind of too young, you really don't know about Ice Cube when Ice Cube was rapping for real. Like, if you was too young to see The Box, if you never watched The Box before, you probably don't remember the first time you ever seen Today Was a Good Day or any of those NWA Jones. So I think you don't really give Ice Cube a lot of credit. And for most people, if you're in your 20s or you're in your early 30s, you might really only know Ice Cube for Friday and everything after Friday. So I do kind of understand, like, Ice Cube don't get a lot of credit for a lot of stuff.
But is that all of them then?
Shit, nigga, Will Smith.
That's what I'm saying.
Will Smith, people don't give Will Smith credit.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I said. I think all of them.
Let's be clear though. Just think about how much credit Will Smith should get just for Summertime alone.
Yeah.
For that song, you talking about this song came out in what, 1990 something, and that song still gets played in 2024. So you talking about a song that's probably been getting played for 30 years. You know how many rappers that we die about? And look, Jay-Z don't got a song that's gonna get played from 30 fucking years. Like a song that you can sit here and say, what's an old Jay-Z song that so you can sit here and say every summer or every, like the same way we just talked about Mariah Carey when it comes to Christmas. People don't sit here and talk about some of those songs from Jay-Z, Kanye West, whoever. Be like, oh, this song been in rotation for 30-something plus years now. Summertime has been out. I need to know the exact date so we can literally put a time frame on it. I'm talking about summertime maybe like, talking about damn near 30-something years now. Fresh Prince, Will Smith. Summertime.
Chazzy Jeff.
Man, I don't have the time on it. Why can't I just look at the time?
Just look at the.
I'm trying to get the 1991. So you talking about that shit was damn near 24. What we talking about? Like 36 years, something like that. Close to that, or long, almost 30, 20.
Nah.
What's that? That's 30.
It's over 30 years.
What's that? 30. That's 35, I think. Or 33, something like that. But it don't matter. It's in his 30s. That song has been out for 30-something years. And it's more in rotation heavily every summer. And I don't care if you got a summer cookout, club, brunch, wherever. Like during the summertime, Will Smith Summertime will get played. Religiously the entire summer, especially at the beginning of summer. Soon as we like, oh, it's Memorial Day weekend, niggas is starting to play Summertime by Will Smith. Like, let's just be real. So that's my point of seeing him saying a lot of those artists who got super successful on TV, I do think people discredit their rapping ability because some of your favorite rappers never had no TV success, like Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Kanye. Those like that group of like the rappers who really got it shaken late 90s, early 2000s. None of them really had no TV success. So I think, and people kind of, and it's messed up that people kind of discredit your Will Smiths and your LLs, your Ice-T's, your Ice Cubes, because these people had so much successful careers outside of just rapping that you kind of discredit them for because they were bigger than what they was rapping. Like you can argue that Ice Cube, yeah, he got bigger movies than he got a rap catalog. Like people realistically, and if I'm Ice Cube, I don't necessarily know if I would care. Like if somebody might be like, oh yeah, well I don't know if Ice Cube got a classic rap album. So what? He got a classic movie series. Like Friday is a classic. Like it's not that ain't even up for debate. And some people may say, and out of what if it's 3 of them, out of at least 2 out of the 3 are a classic.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think it's just a little bit different. So I mean, I'm with LL Cool J. I don't think he gets enough credit for even some of his bigger songs and his actual rapping ability, because I believe he became such a big star on the TV screen. From him just being on, what's the not the SVU, what's the shit he on? NCI or S, whatever one of them shows, them police shows. He been on that joint he probably been on there for like 10, 15 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, I think it's so easy for him to kind of get discredited for that. But and speaking on Ice Cube, I do want to play this clip of Ice Cube. Ice Cube was on Cam Newton's podcast, and he was talking about being in a relationship with his wife for 30 years and how he made it work.
How? How long you been married?
We've been married since 92. So what's that, 32 years?
How? Like for the
We
masses.
want to be. You gotta want it. I don't want nobody to have my woman. She mine. I'm hers.
What's the word that we just had somebody on? The relationship has to have staying power. Certain things in the culture has never changed. It's just all about how you are locked in with your partner. You don't stay with a person for as long as you've been with your person and can honestly say, man, every single day I wake up and it's just doves flying.
But who in your life is it like that with? You don't like your mama every day. Some days she get on your nerves. Some day, your brother. Every day ain't gonna be roses.
Yeah.
You can't expect that from your spouse. It's all about, are y'all a family or not? You gotta be willing to give. And as a person that you want to give to, your time, effort, and love.
Right. Oh, you been married?
We've been married since 92.
So okay, I guess I got a question for you, Arka. Do you believe what Ice Cube said? Do you think people could actually, if you wanted to, you could even make a relationship work even through the bad times?
Absolutely. It's like you said, it's just any relationship, anything that you deal with is not going to be great all the time. So you have to want to make it work. So I absolutely agree with him.
Do you think one of the people, or maybe even both of the people in a relationship, do you kind of have to have a high tolerance level? Because I wonder, because I mean, of course, because it's so crazy, because when you hear stories like that, but then you see so many people who just call it quits after like 2 or 3 years, and then you be like, damn, how is it that some people can call it quits 2 or 3 years, and we're talking about people who call it quits, and it's not no physical abuse, or it's not no blatant cheating type of scandals, and they still call it quits, and then it's some compared to people who like, we can thug it out for 30 years.
Well, he said 32 years. That's an older generation. This generation now is about self-gratification. I want it right now. If it's not working for me, then I don't want it. They didn't come from that. And then his parents, I think his parents are probably still married. So a lot of people that have examples like that, they understand, or they want to make it work. But now the younger generation, it's just like they're not dealing with it. If it's not my way, then I don't want to be bothered with it. But it has to be on both ends.
Do you think it will ever go back to, that style of dating where it's like, I'm cool with kind of making it work, or are we going to kind of be almost stuck with this, like you said, just if it ain't my way, it's the highway, or I'm not really trying to bend on making somebody else happy?
No, I mean, it's like example, like if you look at the shows that we had back, we was young, you had the Cosby Show, you had, Family Matters, you had stuff like that to look up to, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a family and a couple and a married couple, you don't have that now. So the generation that's coming up now, if it's not being taught to them by their parents or someone, it's not nothing that they might strive to do. Because what do you have to look up to?
Okay, so I because you just brought up the TV show, then do you think that kind of goes into almost when I say parenting now? Because it's like, do you think kids got too much free time? Because what's the like? Do they have any TV shows that they like? Did they watch? Like, what's going to be the TV show where it's like, okay, the kids of this generation, and let's say the kids that are teenagers right now, like, what's going to be their TV show 20 years from now that they're talking about? Like, still talk about Martin, and we still talk about the Fresh Prince, or we still talk about the Cosby Show, or Girlfriends, or Living Single. Like, how we got all of these shows that we still talk about that ain't been on regular TV. I mean, like, they still the repeat still show, but they haven't been actual on TV for 15 years probably now, or even longer than that.
I can't think of no show like that because everything is like reality baddies and stuff like that. I don't see them talking about that 20, 30 years down the line. I don't think they have no good shows like that anymore that these kids, like teenagers, watch right now.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is when I'm just thought about that right now, I'm thinking like, damn, what's the show that actual people may talk about 10 years from now that maybe been even on TV the last 5 or 6 years? And to me, the only jump what I could think of on the top of my head would be Power.
But a lot of kids kids don't watch that.
No, yeah, I'm not even saying kids watch it, but I'm just saying for us in general, like, it's just like, damn, like, what is, like, because it's a huge drop off from Martin and the Fresh Prince, and then like what was after Martin and the Fresh Prince.
But see, I think
are we talking about universally? Did you know like this is a show that black people watch?
I would say Blackish, maybe.
I don't know if that's a universal jump though. Like, I feel like that's hit or miss. Like, I don't necessarily know if like Blackish made it to the point where it was like, I gotta watch it this week. Like, you know, nobody didn't never want to get behind on Power a week behind. Like, you couldn't realistically, especially if you a person who be on social media on a regular, you could not be on social media on an everyday basis and be behind the newest episode of Power more than 2 or 3 days.
But I think it's the difference between a series like that and a sitcom though. Like, yeah, of course. Like, you didn't see every episode of Martin. You probably seen every episode of Martin now because the reruns and all that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, because I mean, obviously, but you got to think about it. When those episodes of Martin was coming on, it was coming on. You was a kid, so you kind of didn't get to dictate your time that you was going to be in the house. So yeah, of course, you may have missed certain episodes, but still, now I'm sure most people have seen damn near every episode of Martin. Like, even if haven't, you have. Like, if you literally haven't, you probably still would argue somebody and say, man, I seen every episode of Martin. I seen every episode of The Fresh Prince. You mentally probably thought you have seen every episode of them. But that's just my point. Like, even still, like, the kids don't have nothing. Like, what's their what's a show that you know for a fact that kids could be like, man, this is my show, like The Fresh Prince was your show?
I would say the older sitcoms that we will watch. Yeah. I know they watch, but nothing present day, nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of
maybe like to Meet the Browns. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
They don't want who watch.
But I feel like that's the crazy thing is I feel like Meet the Browns is like older people. Like, I feel like that's an older like you like.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. But I think it's just sitcom wise. I think it's not really there's no sitcoms out there that's like that, or even like the Cedric Entertainer joint, The Neighbors or whatever it is. I don't think that's like kids just don't sit in and watch TV. Now they might be like, oh, I'm into the anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might be into that more so than it is. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's the crazy thing is? I think Miss Pat show probably could be that big, but she kind of just keep getting like BET be so chasing the dollar so high, like much. Like, they at first it was on Prime for free, then they put it behind. Now if you want to watch it on Prime, you got to rent it. So it's just like she getting the raw end of the deal for real. Because like, who really like running and got BET Plus, and then it's kind of just like, damn, it just don't even linger on like on a good streaming service. Like, I feel like if you're jump to me again, I always would say this: if you're looking for visibility and just actually people, oops, I stumbled onto this, Netflix is the jump to go, because I feel like everything else is kind of just like, all right, it's something on Prime, I'm going to Prime to watch that. Like, when we talked about the Cross jump, I went to Prime to just watch Cross, but I didn't stay on Prime and stumble up to see what else. I feel like for people, when it's like you stay on there and kind of stumble up, like almost like it's not a social media jump, but I feel like it's easier for people to stumble across shows that they may not even been checking for and end up watching if it's on Netflix compared to if it's on something else.
And I think that's the problem right there, because they have that access to Netflix and all that instead of the actual TV. You know what I'm saying? I think that where the problem is right there, because people don't really watch TV. People don't even have cable or anything like that. But you got Netflix and stuff.
Oh, see, somebody said Stranger Things, but then they wrote back, my bad. Y'all talking about black shows. Yeah, see, I don't know nothing about Stranger Things.
Oh, there you go. That is one.
The crazy thing is, I got a Stranger Thing. Matter of fact, I think I got like 2 Stranger Things t-shirts, and I've never in my life, I don't even know what channel that show come on. I don't even know what the show is about.
But that's something that some like teens you might be watching.
I see, and the reason why I won't debate it, because like I said, if you got t-shirts in Target and Walmart, obviously the show got to be to some popularity to the point where they even made merch for the show. Like I said, I know for a fact I got 2 Stranger Things t-shirts in the house, and I've never seen the show before, so I couldn't even argue with you about it and saying if it was or it wasn't. But that is just my thing, where I kind of look at it like, damn, like what is a show that kids even got? Because I don't even want to sit here and discredit and say, do it have to be it don't got to be even a black show, because we still, as kids, we had Full House. Full House was a white show. It was number white people on Full House. Saved by the Bell was realistically a white show. Had one black person, 2 black, a half of a full black, and 2 half of niggas. Like, Saved by the Bell was my shit. Like, I could argue that I may take Saved by the Bell over the Fresh Prince or some of that other shit, to be honest. Like, nigga, I fuck with Saved by the Bell, so I don't want to make it seem like, but again, y'all know one of my rules when it comes to white. I need my white people to have a little bit of swag. You can't give me the hardcore white shit. I'm gonna be cool unless it was Shameless. Like, if it's some poor white shit, I'm cool with that. Like, that's why I did like Shameless. That was on Showtime, because that was like some hardcore. That was some hardcore. They was fucked up on that show. Like, that show was like the epitome of poor. Like, you can't, like, I don't care what race you are. You want to relate to some poor shit or feel a little bit better about where your life is, nigga, watch Shameless. Them motherfuckers on there was piss poor. I'm talking about, like, that shit through the TV screen looked like they stink and smell like piss. I don't even know how we got all the way over there. I guess off of Ice Cube. Real quick. And I love Chloe Bailey, but I'm not gonna lie. I felt the internet on this one. So I'm going to play a clip of her response, but basically the internet kind of chewed her up because she was sitting here. She made, of course, because Kendrick Lamar hot, and it's hot. It's a hot word. Like, if you put Kendrick Lamar on your algorithm, it's going to generate some traction on your algorithm, especially if you got enough followers. So she kind of linked into it. Oh, I used to have this crush on Kendrick Lamar, boom, 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 when he first came out, or whatever case may be. And she was kind of reminiscing on like her first Kendrick Lamar songs that she actually liked. And then people on social media kind of like, and the only reason why people felt this way about her saying that, because Chloe Bailey is a beautiful woman. So I think people feel like she got access to Kendrick Lamar. So for you to sit here and say you got a crush on a man and you are a beautiful woman, and that kind of may make a nigga have to be very disciplined not to kind of shoot his shot at Chloe Bailey. So I understand why people said it, because this was just a regular girl who would have said the same thing. I don't think people would have cared, but I think people care because it's Chloe Bailey. Chloe Bailey is a beautiful black woman, and she's already in the industry. So if a nigga like Kendrick Lamar seen this will kind of test his discipline for real. Because
look, no, I won't say it would test it, because you got to think about it. Would they really have cross paths? So I can see where you can. Oh yeah, I still fan out.
Oh no! If you say have they ever crossed paths before, they may have not. They may not have. They may not never cross paths. But still, I understand how some people, especially if I'm a woman and I'm in a relationship, I wouldn't want some beautiful fucking woman sitting here saying how she used to have a crush on my man either. Niggas, Chloe Bailey ain't nigga. I don't even know what Twitter pages is I follow, but I swear to God, every day I get on Twitter, I see like a half naked picture of Chloe Bailey. So I get why, if I was a woman, I would feel some type of way if this woman was sitting here telling people how she used to love my husband. Or my fiance, whatever he is to her.
I'm not shooting my shot at a married man. I was talking about years and years ago. I was just sharing how I was a diehard Kendrick fan, like from day one. Everybody just doesn't like happiness. Everybody has to take everything so seriously. I would never. Honestly, I don't let stuff like that get to me anymore, because I think it's funny. I think it's funny now how people will like take things out of context. Hey, I'm innocent, child. I am innocent. Am I cooking today? No, but I will be eating today. If you guys won't stop asking me about the Kendrick stuff, I was sharing my love for the album. And I was sharing my mindset at 17 years old. Just like how I shared my love for Omarion from B2K. Like, come on, give me a break, guys. Okay.
matter of fact, shout out to Chloe Bailey just for one. When I see people using the TikTok live, I think that a lot of rappers are smart, and I think, of course, I'm gonna always sit here and say who do it the best is Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, I ain't gonna lie to you, that nigga know how to milk him some goddamn TikTok live. That nigga, I want to see how much he actually get paid because nigga, he be on that junk for real. Like I swear to, I know he be eating off that goddamn TikTok. Junk.
No, and the funny that you said that because I remember one day I caught myself watching one of them joints that Lil Bama be playing GTA. He like a cop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a whole little community. And I lied to you that. I sit there and watch that shit for like an hour.
Oh, somebody playing the game?
Yeah, they playing the game. Like they playing the little, not the modified joints, like how, how they got the DC version and all that stuff. Somebody, he's actually like, he just riding around arresting people. It's like a community. Everybody online. And I'm talking about they up there calling in, yeah, I'm putting this person in jail, all this. Like, and I was just sitting there like watching the joint because he just really like real out pulling people over online. And all that.
Oh, so and it be other people on the joke?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's like a whole community.
Yeah, I never seen that before.
Yeah, and so like I said, I'm like, and people, was tipping them and all that. Because I think it was somebody he let get away and he caught him again or whatever. And so people was tipping him, I guess whatever they sending them.
Oh, you're sending them like gifts and stuff, yeah.
And while he doing it, like he's shouting people out, oh, thanks for the gift, And that was like my first time actually watching one of them like last night.
Yeah, them jokes be fire. Like, trust me, if you get caught, one thing about social media, if you get caught at the right time of the day and you get hipped on something that you normally don't used to watch or you really don't ever give it some fair time, you can easily get locked on one of them.
Yeah, because I've seen it on Facebook, but I never, like I said, I don't really be on a TikTok like that. And I just so happened to open it. I think you sent me something or whatever, and I just opened it. And that's how I got caught to it.
I do want to play this clip of the young lady. This clip I'm about to play right now is the young lady who they did use the cover for her loss. I don't even necessarily know what she about to talk about on this because when I seen it, I just sent it to y'all and I kind of wanted to listen to it in real time.
Album that Kendrick put out, this is for the world. Like we could go 2-3 songs back and it's like he not even talking about bro. He's at this point in his life where he's like on some shit like a lot of us, where you have a threshold of how much you let people play with you. And like, this is just his way of putting out to the world, nobody is fucking playing with me.
Okay, so I guess, people, the reason why it was because she didn't, if I would have known that that's all she said, I probably wouldn't even play this clip. But I guess my question for y'all is, do you think realistically, I think we kind of already answered this last week. If you was Drake, would you feel some type of way that she kind of even highlighting this album? Because I do think that's kind of messed up where it's like, dog, you can't expect for people not to listen to the album that everybody and their mother was talking about going into the Thanksgiving weekend. Like, I feel like that would be almost being disingenuous and being dishonest to yourself and to other people. If I'm building up,
why would you be mad? She's a model. She got paid for the job. She ain't.
Nah, because just to be clear, if I'm Drake, I could be mad. He threw her crazy. Nobody know who this girl was.
Right. And nobody, if you never shouted me out or whatever the case may be, nobody would know who I am. So even me just talking, like I said, I'm a model. I would get paid. That was my job. I did all right. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have to be loyal to you. I'm not a part of your crew or nothing like that. You ain't still taking.
So you feel like because she's not a part of his crew, that she don't owe him no loyalty.
No,
even though that he used her face as the cover of his album.
No.
I respect. I think maybe I would look for a little bit more loyalty out of it. But I do want to play this clip of Cam Newton. And one thing I do love about people, I like when people be thinking the same thing I think, because I just look, of course, y'all know sometimes I can't help myself. I got to go look at the comment section. So Cam had this young lady, and I don't even follow her on Instagram, but she always come down my timeline. I believe her name is Dr. Sarah, light-skinned pretty woman. She got a podcast. I believe her name of her podcast is Given. And he had her on there. And of course, I said this when Jamal Brown was on Cam Newton podcast, and he was kind of like, Cam, you be kind of sitting in that chair trying to make people validate your dating behaviors. And I seen people in the comments saying it, and the lady was in the comment was like, bro, Cam, if you want to live the way you live, just live it and stop bringing, like, people appreciate the dialogue, because sometimes you do want to break and you don't tired ain't listening to whatever you normally listen to. So that sometimes these relationship jokes can kind of be just a little bit of break from the hip hop or whatever the case may be. But you can tell, like, Cam literally be having these people on to kind of try to get them to validate his dating behavior.
that come to my platform want high value, high earning, masculine men. You cannot be a hoe, number one. You cannot dress a certain way. That's another thing. Women try to say, oh, he's controlling me because he doesn't want me to wear XYZ. No, you should respect that man enough not to put him in danger, realistically speaking. Because if you're too sexy and another man steps you, what now he's gotta say something. And if he doesn't say something, now he's not a man. You don't want no high value masculine man because now you're putting them in danger, and that's a problem. Girls are twisted out here. It's delusion. It's giving delusion.
The Lululemon.
Yes.
I'm with you.
A lot of the women that come to my
So again, like I said, I just wanted to play that clip because, like I said, that was I'm not gonna lie, it was a long ass interview. So I'm sure 4 hours for me talking about relationship shit is a little too long. But it was different little parts of the interview that I was like, oh, it was cool, it was decent. But 4 hours of just pure relationship conversation, yeah, I'm cool on that one. But I do see that Cam is realistically, and he was realistically trying to throw shots back at Dr. Brian, because of course Dr. Brian went on the Breakfast Club and threw shots at Cam. But I do think realistically, you can just see that is one of the things that Cam is trying to do between some of these interviews, kind of just trying to get people to feel like his way of dating is the new norm. Like that is like, okay, hey, cool, everybody, we should date like this. We should all be like okay with, and let's be clear, this woman through the interview, she kind of seemed like she was okay with if you make enough money, where it's like, I'm okay with, because she even brought back up that topic where she was like, well, I heard you, I had seen the clip of yours going viral, and it seemed like, you know, when you're like, you was saying basically your girl wasn't your only person you've been sleeping with since y'all been in a relationship. Is that like a part of y'all relationship? Or is she okay with that? And Cam kind of, and I do approve and I respect it. He was like, nah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that's a part of our relationship. But you know, when we came across that bridge before and we crossed it together. So like I said, I mean, it's cool, John. If you're looking for something to listen to, especially over the work week, and this is your first week back in the work, I'm sure you may want to kind of engage in it a little bit. What else was going on in the world? I feel like it was some real adult stuff going on as well.
The interpretation of this, but I should have known it's Holly weird. I should have known they'd try to make it woke in the ways that they could think of. Let's just start with the fact that they have Ariana Grande, who is obviously a Hispanic woman, playing the part of a ditzy blonde white really villain when it comes right down to it. And for this particular movie, the racism and the racial appropriation, I just thought was offensive, frankly. All white people aren't dumb and evil. And I just get kind of sick of that storyline. And I feel like that's where it started, and it kind of lost me there.
So for people who don't know what that is and what they were talking about, they were talking about Wicked. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on it. I even seen this one girl who did a video. She was basically saying people who play characters in this movie, their bodies start to like deteriorate a little bit. She showed there was a black woman who played, I believe, in this year's movie, and I believe this is a remake or something. And there was a woman who played, I believe it was 2016. Both of the women looked super sick. One of them was a white woman and the other one was a black woman, and both of them looked extremely sick. So I don't necessarily, I'm not into Disney movies, so that would never be my bag, and especially not no Disney movies. This, I guess, the main character is like on some girly shit. It definitely wouldn't be for me, but I definitely seen a lot of people on social media with mixed reviews for that one, and also mixed reviews for that, and also mixed reviews for what's the other movie that just recently came out? I believe Gladiator 2. I definitely have seen mixed reviews for both of those. I sent y'all this, John. I do want to play this because this is a couple that I kind of find like I kind of laugh at it, like their videos are like, they're like corny couple videos, but I like them Jones. They kind of like be having their little moments. So I'm gonna play this clip, and this is naming kid slang.
Y'all, we are back with another kid slang test, part 3, and we have with us a lovely Haley Deanna
Collins, soon to be black.
Soon to be black. All right, last time Haley got, I think, 2 out of the 4 that we did.
I feel like I got all 4, actually. I killed it because you was over there trying me. You was grilling me while I was cooking.
Let's see if she can cook today. The first one we have, what's tea?
Like, what's tea? Tell me what's happening. What's going on? Tell me the story. Give me the tea.
Okay.
And it better be piping.
Okay, what's tea? She got 1. Okay. Ting. That's 1 for 1. All right.
That's easy, though. Come on.
GG's.
We going to GG house to eat?
GG's.
Good God. Hallelujah. Because God is good.
Good God. That might be adult slang. They say GG's in the chat.
In the chat? Do I look like a streamer? Who am I, Casanat? What is that?
It's kind of like good game, you know. Like it's a way of saying like good game to somebody, like they did good or whatever. You know what I mean?
I knew what GG's was.
Okay. I'm going to GG house. Because what are we talking about?
All right, so you 1 for 2. As y'all can see, about good God Almighty, you got that wrong. Anyways, number 3, bop.
All right. Bop it. You know.
What?
You know, bop it.
No.
You ain't never seen that?
No.
Oh, like you a bop.
What does that mean?
Like, you know, you can't say the word on social media, so they use numbers for it now.
What's the number?
Something 03s. Something 03s. Is that another word for saying that though?
Okay.
Like garden tool, like,
Okay, you got it. Wait, who was you saying was a bop though?
oh, you better not be a bop because you will
You
get
said last one because you got that one right. You 2 out of 3 right now. She gonna be 2 out of 4 again. Lil yeah.
What?
Lil yeah.
It's not a big yeah, it's a little yeah.
It's always a little yeah.
A little yeah. A little yeah.
Lil yeah.
Little yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, glow. Oh, okay. My bad.
To help you out, you my little yeah.
What's that supposed to mean? The apple of your eye?
This is what they say when they talking about they girls. Like that's my little yeah.
Don't call me that.
You been my little yeah for a minute.
Don't call me that. That's not cute. I don't know what that is. Little yeah, I don't care. First of all, I ain't your girl. I'm your wife. I'm your wife. Okay.
Right.
So if anybody out here is referring to their girlfriend as a little yeah, you do not need to use the same terminology for me because I ain't your girlfriend.
But yeah, as y'all can see, Haley got 2 out of 4. And
Actually, no, that's 3.
You didn't get your little yeah. You got that wrong.
I got T. I got Bob.
Now, like I said, that was just something random, just a little jump that I be watching on. Oh my God, how I almost forgot that.
V girl, not you was on the auntie show hollering about you want 2 more kids, gag on it, and you ain't took care of the 5 kids that you fucking got. And you gonna shut the fuck up and put that stretched out twat up, you better bitch. I said, this motherfucker, child, all that surgery you got done went to your fucking head, girl. Wig looking like a bird's nest is what we the people say. Body still botched, skin still loose, knees still knocking, but you ain't as big as you was back when you first got on No Love Just for People say we don't know if you taking Ozempic or if you gonna got your stomach folded up like a burrito. But girl, bye. God, we know you ain't trying to have 2 more bastards and fuck up that little bit of work you got done, gag. You ain't got no more money to go back to go get no more surgery, so you better keep that pussy closed. Yeah, if you did, you would have gotten that loose skin folded back, gag. Superman and tightened it up and stapled it down, but we the people say it's still loose and we still gag. Child, knowing damn well you ain't got no more money to get chopped and screwed again, so you better not have no more babies. You don't want to blow up big like you was back in the day. Child, while you up there trying to roast and gag.
Hey Mo, I did not know that.
Who's she talking about?
Ogbach. I did not know Kaya was that fucking funny, bro.
She did one on Trick Daddy.
Oh my God, you gotta send me that. Oh my gosh, she is funny as shit. Real quick, in other news, because we haven't talked about Diddy in a minute. Diddy, you have had a lot of stuff that happened in the world that kind of like make people, and that's so crazy how fast the world absolutely move on from just stuff in general. Because it's like you completely like, unless you just like super geeked off of the Diddy stuff, you completely forgot about it. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of like been like, all right, nigga, come back to me when he actually on trial, when he actually gets sentenced for something. So it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So, but Diddy did try to get another, he tried to get another a bail, and they denied him again. So I believe this is either his 4th or his 3rd time getting denied from bail. And of course, going into this last one, they kind of thought it was going to be a little bit of breathing room for him because the judge was kind of sitting here seeming like they was getting a little bit frustrated on, like they didn't seem like they had too much crazy evidence to actually just hold him non-bail. Not saying that he shouldn't be charged, but they were just basically saying like what was the real reason of keeping him in there for without any bail. But I mean, he got denied again. And I believe one of his sons, who is this, Justin Combs, has been banned from renting any homes in the California area because they said his parties be too large and he be tearing up these houses when he rent them out. So they basically got him on a no rental list where people ain't trying to rent to him anymore. What else is going on in the world? Shout out to Ashanti and Nelly. Ashanti and Nelly are expecting their second child. Okay. I ain't mad at Nelly for real, to be honest. I ain't mad at either one of them. I mean, of course, because they did get married, so I don't necessarily know. They kind of did that one under the radar. Like, they didn't do no crazy big wedding. They didn't have like any crazy pictures. It was just like one day, boom, it popped up on the internet. Ashanti and Nelly were married, and the same way now it's popping up that they are expecting their second child. So I mean, they did it kind of the right way. I think that is one of the things where you get to see somebody spin the block back the right way, and it kind of went back into their favor, where it was like, oh, that's cool. Like this little love story kind of played out in the best to their advantage, where it was kind of like a good look for them. I felt like I seen. Oh, this was a joke right here. The no judgment joke. This shit is funny as shit on TikTok.
We listen and we don't judge. When you used to invite me to your family holiday function, I used to show up late because I didn't like their food.
What?
We're not judging. You can't don't judge. No, stop. No. We listen and we don't judge.
Sometimes I use the credit card for a purchase, and then when you ask me where the charge came from, I say I don't know, but I really
I don't. We listen and we don't judge. Sometimes when you tell me to take the laundry out of the dryer and sit them on the couch so you can fall on, I have a habit of smelling your underwear because I like the way you smell. No, I don't have no fetish. I said sometimes. Sometimes. We listen and we don't judge.
Sometimes when you ask me have I ate, I lie and say no, but I really got something to eat while I was out, and I
just be hungry,
and I just didn't want to bring you nothing back.
So I just sit around here just eating oodles and noodles, and you out here eating a 5-star meal. We listen and we don't judge. When you said invite me to your family,
hold on, I got dog. This other one, I got dog. This crazy thing is, one, I would be personally, I couldn't do this shit, and I could not do the what is it? The suspect challenge, bro? Because people just people play too fucking foul. Like, bro, they take it too far. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, sometimes.
But who was foul though?
I mean, I guess that one wasn't foul, but I'm gonna play this other one. This one was.
We listen and we don't judge. Sometimes when it's late at night and I know that you're gonna ask me like to get up and go get you something to drink downstairs, I act like I'm asleep. We listen and we don't judge.
Sometimes I secretly get happy when the Lakers lose and we're in a heated disagreement. We listen
what you mean?
Don't judge.
No. What you mean you get happy when they lose, though?
Because you get frustrated.
Oh my!
So why would you wish a loss on the Lakers, though?
I didn't wish a loss. I said it was gonna happen regardless. I don't wish.
No, but be mad. Why would you take it out on?
Are we supposed to not judge?
Okay. We listen and we don't judge. All these years that we've been together, I act like I don't like Del Taco because actually it just gives you bad gas whenever we eat it, and I don't want to be around that. So don't judge.
Yes, it does. It gives you bad gas. It makes you go to the crapper.
No.
Yes, it
we
does.
had to rush you to a different restaurant so you could use the bathroom. We listen and we don't judge.
Sometimes I purchase things late at night and I will go on your phone and delete the notification in hopes that you won't see the transaction.
I see something like that.
What you mean you delete the notification?
So that I can get things off of Amazon.
What things? We listen and we don't judge.
No, all right. So this one, okay. This show, I mean, that's it. This show, that challenge isn't as bad as people. People don't go as far as they did when they was doing the suspect challenge. Yeah. The suspect challenge was a little too far. This one is a little bit more friendlier, but that should be tight though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just how people come up with just these little different little things to kind of like keep their people engaged with them on social media. What else was going on in the world? I'm trying to get all my stuff out real quick. This one right here.
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. So their argument of Maya's fucking insecure, that's why she needs to fucking massage her ego, fails because you turn around and ask those motherfuckers, what women do you know who hasn't had plastic surgery around you? All of them have. I'm the only one who didn't, which already proves the fact it's not insecurity. Because if I was insecure, I would have done that 100 times over. Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. And I didn't. Because it's okay. Guess what? I'm 50. And I'm totally fine with the fact I am, because, yeah, I fucking took off when I was 30. Because it took 10 more fucking years than any other motherfucker, because
Who was it?
I was the first.
Fly
and I
like
was the
papers in a
new.
fly like planes.
And I was like,
So you know what's so crazy? It just be so, and this is why I'm not gonna lie to you. And sometimes when you hear some of these stories and you see some of these people, and I know like, and just even, and I guess
You
the
said
crazy.
she should have got it.
No. I'm saying like, because you know we throw around the world, oh, this person washed up, this person, this, that, and the third. And what made me even think about that sometimes is just like, even when I was watching the when we was watching, I'm not watching. When I was watching, what should I say? I was watching on Netflix, Rhythm and Flow. And when I was just watching that, even just thinking about like Big Sean and even thinking about Ludacris, and it's just like, again, even somebody like Ludacris, because it's like, because I was thinking like, what would my response be when, like, if they would have cut me on that show, and I'd have been like, I'm surprised nobody just ain't lash out. Like, I don't give a fuck y'all opinion. You washed up ass, whatever. Like, I'm surprised nobody didn't like really just lash out on them. Like, people just kind of took their L's, like, and kept it moving. Even, and the crazy thing is, like, I paid attention to, like, Lotto wasn't trying to be like super hard on the girls, but then I was kind of wondering, like, damn, it's like, because Lotto is kind of one of them people who is like, she hot, but she ain't like, of course, she not Cardi and Meg hot. So it was kind of like, I was wondering, like, if she let one of these, if she tell one of these girls they got cut, I was thinking like one of the girls was gonna kind of like go off on her or whatever the case may be. But I do think we throw around the word just like fall off and wash, and like we really don't be knowing the backstories behind this. Like, I would have never like this, and I don't know how many of y'all even remember that Paper Plane song or remember the videos, but she don't even look like even her swag didn't like, what the fuck did she need plastic surgery for? Like, her clothes, to me, what I can remember, it was like she wore bright clothes and her clothes was like super baggy. So I don't get what the purpose would even be for her to even get plastic surgery. Like, I don't remember her as being like some super sexy person. Like, I kind of remember her, like, her vibe was just like bright colors and their clothes was like super baggy. So I kind of really don't even get that. But it was just like, I just kind of made me think like, damn, we throw around that word, like people washed up, oh, they fell off. Like, we throw around that word too much, and it kind of like, we really don't be knowing the backstory on a lot of these artists. And sometimes it don't necessarily be like they actually just fell off. It be kind of like 9 times out of 10, it be like they signed a bad deal and kind of allowed the bad deal to get to the best of them, and kind of made them probably realistically 9 times out of 10, some of them just be quitting because the deal is so bad they can't get out of the deal, they can't afford to get out of the deal, they just completely stop making music. And just even, you know what's so crazy? I don't even know how I forgot about Ludacris, but again, when we was talking about that conversation with LL Cool J, or we was just sitting here saying like how many rappers become like, because they come super popular on TV or movies, people just kind of discredit their whole rap career. Shit, Ludacris is a perfect example of that. Ludacris to them came such a big movie star that niggas don't even like, you don't even acknowledge Ludacris' rap career for real at all. And Ludacris really is like one of them niggas from the South who really can make hits and can really rap his ass off.
But you know what? To be honest with you,
and gave T.I. some real smoke in when they was going back and forth.
But I think Ludacris' rap career is still kind of more irrelevant than probably LL.
What you mean?
I just feel like, because I mean, you still hear Ludacris song like "Throw Them Both." You still hear, you know.
So what you mean when you say is more relevant?
Yeah, like irrelevant. More relevant now. Like you wouldn't like you don't really hear LL.
Yeah, but I still don't think people give Ludacris credit as a rapper. No, I don't think Ludacris don't get no credit for real as a rapper, because I think he on TV too much.
I still think he.
No, if you ask the average person to sing and say what they know Ludacris from, 9 times out of 10, most people gonna remember Fast and the Furious before they even come up with a rap song.
That's great.
And Ludacris had some hits, like I'm talking about some real live certified hits. Like, and Ludacris sold a lot of albums, so it's not like Ludacris ain't no chump. But I do think, but that still kind of go like Ludacris. I think Ludacris won a fucking Oscar for a movie before though. Like, that's how good of an actor Ludacris is. Like, Ludacris is not no like. Ludacris ain't no. He is not a slouch at all when it comes to making when it comes to just his making movies and even just commercials. Like, shit, every time you look at, what's he on a State Farm commercial? Like, no, the nigga got endless commercials. So I think it's a lot harder for for people to kind of even actually indulge or engage in this. Real quick before I get into like some serious topics, let me go one more.
That don't like the album?
Yes.
You're the only one that you don't like the album? I don't
like
the album, bro.
No?
Why?
Wait, you don't like
Let's
nothing
go
on
to
the
the
album?
videotape. I don't like the album.
Why?
I mean, I just don't like Kendrick. At all. I don't like his voice. I think it's good for what he's doing. I appreciate the thought process he put into his lyrics, his videos. He makes a lot of regional music, but I just don't like him. I can't get over his voice. I can't listen to him too much.
Really?
Yeah.
There's not one Kendrick song that you...
No, I like some Kendrick songs, but I'm like, it's not like I'm gonna replay it. I'm gonna go to the gym and listen. I'm going through something. Let me listen to it. Like, he don't have that effect.
You might have a little
Yeah.
East Coast trauma, right?
Nah, you know what it
Come on,
is?
you got a
Like
little East- you
I'm
like
gonna be
Coast,
honest.
or
When Not Like Us dropped, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I started liking it when I, keep hearing it. There's something called mere exposure effect. When you see something over and over again, like you may work with somebody and you may not like the way that they look, then you start seeing
over
things
time.
that they like, and that's what the radio do to us.
Yeah, that's radio.
Because when Not Like Us first dropped, everybody that was around me was like trash.
No.
Then
way.
they heard it
No
1,000
way.
times.
No way.
Then they was in there like that.
Not Like Us.
No way.
Not Like Us was not.
You can't speak to who he was around. If people he was around, like-minded.
You can't tell me you heard Not Like Us. You know what record I heard?
Now you're going. It was cool when it was just
Let him do
circle
it.
and you were
Let him
speaking
do
to
it.
your own circle.
can't
But you
do
start
it.
asking
Right.
her. She's
Let him
gonna
do
tell
it.
you her circle. Didn't react.
I'm
back.
gonna give you an example. When I first heard In the Club by 50 Cent, automatic, loved it. I heard Not Like Us. I'm like, I can't get with this. Till I heard it 20
have
times.
regional
See, I had
ears.
the opposite. I
You
had
have
the
regional ears.
I had
Yes,
the opposite
you
effect.
do.
One at a
Yes,
time.
you
One
do.
at a time.
You have regional ears.
What's a regional ear?
Your ears only like go towards regional beats. You're like to sound like boom bap, New York, New York, New
You
York.
like New York,
It's just
East
like
Coast.
because
No.
the last time we had this conversation, you didn't want to give it up to the South.
Me?
Yes,
I love
you
the
and
South.
Math.
What are you talking about?
What you mean you in math?
The
What are you
South
talking
got
about?
something to
My
say. Yo,
She
man.
making up stuff now.
No,
What?
you didn't want to give it up to
I
the
love
South. When we
Southern
were
music.
having, when we were having that conversation, y'all
we-
said
we can-
y'all were talking about hip hop and the demise of hip hop, and you kind
I
of
didn't indulge in that conversation.
you didn't
No.
you didn't say that.
No.
Okay,
No.
all right.
I do feel like the standard of music would have stayed high if New York was, New York had a longer run of control. But
we
you
had
know,
the first
teach his own.
40 years of it.
But listen, let me just say this: I prefer New York hip hop too. That's my preference. But Not Like Us was incredible to me when I heard it. Just like from the first time I heard it, and it was. I think there was so much built up to it, right? And it was like this crowning sort of moment for him. So I loved Meet the Grams. You know what I'm saying? I love Euphoria. I even like Euphoria lyric.
But again, this kind of only reason why I wanted to play this clip because it kind of proves my point on sometimes why I say I appreciate hearing actual human emotion behind songs and people talking about them. Just realistically for me to get even so when you hear somebody say that, it kind of give you a gauge for like, all right, what would I take this person's opinion from now on when it comes moving forward to what type of music they like? Because that is the difference between from sitting here saying, oh, well, this playlist said this song is hot. I'm like they even having, you can even agree to disagree or don't even like what they saying or their talking points, but I can still at least know now moving forward how to judge what they tell me is a good song from a bad song. Because I like even the way he compared it when he seen here and said, well, when I originally heard Not Like Us, it didn't give me that same feeling as 50 Cent. We in the Go Shorty, It's Your Birthday. So, and I do think it's not a fair comparison because I mean that fucking 50 Cent John is like that's a 1 of 1. You're talking about that's a generational type of hit. I don't necessarily think you should be comparing a diss song to a generational type of hit record. Like that fit, like it's not too many people who got a 50 Cent Go Shorty, It's Your Birthday type of joint. Like how many people actually got a song to that caliber or that level of a hit? So I do feel like if that's what your bar of judging what a hit record for is, I mean, you're gonna kind of set everybody up for failure. But one thing I do like what they did say, and I kind of even thought about this with Drake, and I was kind of like, damn, how could he get back? And this can kind of tie into one of my darker conversations that I gotta have in a few minutes. Because I was listening to, like, I was just thinking about like for people like Lil Durk and like Rod Wave, and of course I think because they're young, so and that's not stuff that everybody of like in their 30s may have not grew up, or if you're in your later 30s, those people may not been somebody you grew up on. But when I think about Lil Durk, he almost got songs for every type of feeling and every type of emotion. And when I think about Drake, I'm kind of like, he almost pigeonholed himself, because it's like, damn, Drake don't got a like, what's the Drake, if you lose a close friend, what's the Drake song you gonna go play? And I think sometimes when we think about, like, when you think, again, when I'm talking about like storytelling on hip hop or a backstory for rappers, it's kind of like Drake don't have that type of jump. And that's when people sit here saying, oh yeah, he'll eventually get back. But then I'm kind of like, will he really? Because I don't necessarily know if our attachment is to Drake is, if he don't have them songs that make you feel that. And it's so crazy because I was talking to a young dude in the gym the other day, and he was like, I believe he was playing basketball. He was like, yeah, he's 17. We were just talking about, he's like, what's your top 5? And we were just going off the top 5. And he was telling me, I think his top 5 was like Polo G. I won't say, he said like Playboy Cardi. Ooh, it was something super young. But when I said Drake, he kind of laughed like Drake. He was like, why Drake? But then when I'm listening to him, and it's kind of like, he like, and I'm not saying like, damn, you 17, you probably ain't even had your heart broke yet. And he was like, yeah, I haven't. I'm like, he's like, maybe once, and I don't even know if that's real, because he only 17. So I'm kind of like, oh yeah, well, that's kind of right. So realistically, how do Drake kind of even reach to those people? But again, but I'm sitting here saying, for somebody, if I'm comparing it up a little bit, when I'm talking about the Durks, we talking about the Rod Waves, even when I was listening to the new Kodak, it's just like rappers that's kind of like from the streets, you kind of can easily find a lot of songs. That's probably depends on the timing of your life or your mood. You could probably find music that you can kind of relate to from them. And that is, to me, was like, that was one of my biggest critiques when I'm thinking about, because I'm even going back, I'm like, damn, if you think about Wayne, what's a big Wayne song if you lose a close friend? Damn, I miss my dog. Like, you think about, like, when you talk about rappers that we sit here just ring, if you name off your top 10 rappers you'd listen to growing up, I'm sure out of all 10 of them, I'm gonna say it'd probably depend on how old you are. Bro, at least all 10 of them probably even got a like a rest in peace type of song. Shit, if Boosie in your top 10, Boosie might got like 20 of them motherfuckers. So I think it just depends. But for somebody like Drake, I'm like, damn, is your only relatability behind relationship shit? And it's kind of like, it's what's the window on that for me? Like, if you talking about a rapper, for an R&B singer, yeah, of course it's cool. You can live in that bag all day long. But for somebody, when we talking about rappers, and especially if you're trying to even get a male demographic, it's like, what's the hard time Drake song? Screw if you might not never lose nobody ever in life. Cool. Not like, cheers to you if that never happens. Then what about like the hard times? I'm broke, I'm on my dick. Like, what's that? Like, think like even Plies got that song, I'm on my dick, dog, whatever. Like, it's just certain jumps when it's like a lot of them type of rappers be having them type of songs for culturally people have been through certain moments and certain emotions that they can attach to. And I'm thinking about Drake, and it's like, damn, it's just like relationship shit, or it's like it's like big radio songs. And it's like, I wonder if you gotta take a break. Could you really take a, because I've been listening to academics, and he was even sitting here saying like, yeah, Drake probably should take a break for like a couple months or maybe to a year, and give people time to kind of forget about some of this stuff, give people time to miss him. And then I kind of was wondering, like, is he too much attached to, I need a big radio song for him to be Drake? Because if there's no other real attachments to it, it's like, how do you come back? So, I mean, that was just something. But
I don't, because I mean, everybody, I don't think everybody, because even when you say that, like, I think it's just because now I'm trying to think about it. And you said everybody, I don't know if everybody has a.
Everybody, name somebody.
No, you might be, I mean.
Tupac, endless of them. Jeezy, endless of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about Soul Survivor. Soul Survivor is like, nigga, that's a song like I made it through the struggle. I'm a Soul Survivor.
I think Drake might have one.
What is it?
I don't know. I gotta look at it. I think he got one. But
listen to what I'm saying. For him to be as big of a rapper as he is, if you can't just off the rip of your head, the thing about, though, Lil Wayne got some of the funnest, goofiest songs. People sit here and clown Lil Wayne, talking about all his songs is about vulgar and eating pussy and all this other stuff. But guess what I sit here and said? Oh, if you lost a homeboy or whatever, guess what's off the rip? If you a real if you know Lil Wayne catalog, Man, I Miss My Dogs. Man, I Miss My Dogs has probably took Lil Wayne, especially you talking on the heart of the hoods. Man, I Miss My Dog put Lil Wayne at a high ass level because at that time for a mainstream rapper to have one of them type of songs, that song, and it's so sad and it's messed up that where it is in the black community, but that song put him in a high peak, especially if you actually lived in the hood, because 9 times out of 10, around that time when that song came out, if you actually lived in the hood, you probably lost some of your friends that you grew up in the neighborhood with. So that song resonated a lot harder to people living in a inner city or living in a actual hood. So that's my point sometimes when, of course, I know like some people want to like make it seem like, oh, music can be bigger than that. It's cool. Drake don't make music for the hood. But I feel like the hood is the only place where you can take a break and come back. Bootsy won't never need another radio. And that's the difference between how some rappers play the game differently. Bootsy won't never need another radio hit ever again in life. But just perfect example, all of us on here, nobody ain't really running to listen to Bootsy. But guess what? When Takeoff died, nigga, everybody in their mother ran to go listen to Rocket Man. But and it cranked and Bootsy and niggas, everybody in their mother was like, oh, this is the Bootsy that niggas love. And niggas knew that Bootsy was going out the pop. Because that's in Boosie's wheelhouse. That's his type of shit for him to do. That's what he's built his career on. Same for Rod Wave. Rod Wave, you cut on the radio, you ain't listen. You don't hear a bunch of Rod Wave songs come on the radio. But guess what Rod Wave can do? Rod Wave can still sell out arenas every time. This nigga came to DC 3 times in 2024 and spreaded them out probably like 3 or 4 months apart and literally sold it out every time he came. Every time. Like not a ticket. And I'm talking them tickets was starting off for like $400, dog. Every single time. And don't got a song and don't got a hit record on the radio at all. But that's my point, and that's why I think sometimes it's easily because we keep living on that. How many numbers do this thing do? If it don't do this, that, and the third, that shit don't mean nothing for real, dog. Like we keeping it a buck. Like what does that really mean? Google how many number ones Rod Wave got. So it's not a lot. But guess what he can do? He can still do a tour and sell out arenas. And it's a lot of niggas who got number one hit records and cannot sell out no arenas. So that's just something to think about. And I think that's something even for Drake. He should probably realistically, if we being realistic, think about how can I. It depends. And like maybe if you want to come back and you just want to make music for the girls, and cool. And you don't have to even hear nothing that I'm saying. You can go straight to the P&B. What's not P&B Rock, but him and Party Next Door. You can do that album and knock yourself out and come back and just cater to women. But if you kind of want to get that male hip hop conversation going back for yourself, I do think realistically you need to you probably need to figure that one out. But like I said, I do kind of, I feel like I kind of waited off long enough. So I'm sure if you live in the DMV area, and it's so crazy. Like sometimes I hate when I like my wording and my preaching kind of just like, it kind of almost comes to life on its own, especially when it comes close to home for me, for people, of course, that don't know. Rest in peace to Lil Neil. Of course, Neil played in XIB. And probably for me, one of the hardest things was just watching people like, and it kind of, I was happy that I did it, but it was kind of like, damn, it's so many of these videos that I'm watching people post all these videos. I'm like, bro, I literally recorded every last one of these videos. And that shit was eating me alive. Cause I'm like, damn, this shit is almost like, damn near like you fucking raising kids, and then it's just like you don't even get to see these kids be fully grown men. Cause it's like I'm literally like, I remember these niggas was literally in high school. Like I'm seeing just like, and I'm forgetting because it's so long. You talking about some of these videos 15, 16 years ago, you kind of forget that I mean, did you even record them? But then you get to watch them back and you kind of be like, damn. And then I feel bad, like just one, I'm happy that I recorded them because then at least there's videos that people can one day can live on YouTube forever, and people can kind of, if you haven't, those moments and you need to be able to go back and just watch him at his peak and watch him at his good times and his highs. It's endless. It's hundreds of videos that you can go watch, and you can kind of go down memory lane and get to watch those things. But of course, I'm still have to cover and talk about this the same way I've been talking about it, of course, to just members in the band and just talking to them always where it's like that older brother, dad type of vibe where you kind of got to have the voice of compassion, but you also got to have the voice of like, come on, dog. Like, and that is one of those come on, dog moments, because the same way I felt about the MGM a few weeks ago. Y'all know I felt like shit. Even I don't necessarily know if it was because I even had Neil on the show a couple times, and I don't necessarily know if it was when me, him, and I forgot who was on there. I think we talked about Jaspers before, but I know for a fact I talked about it when it was when I had Jane on here. And I just don't, I'm not a fan of that shit. I'm not a fan of that spot. I'm not a fan of y'all know I'm not even a fan of the drinking shit at all. I hate bars. I hate fucking Jaspers. I hate anything that's like that because it's just like that. Jaspers to me is like one of them low hanging fruit. Hey, I'm a local kind of like guy, maybe just bump into some old broad that I was looking for back in the day. Maybe I could find some drunk old work. Like, I'm just not a fan of that shit. I'm not a fan of the bars, period, just in general. And I'm definitely not a fan of Jasper because everything about Jasper just scream, just ghetto, fucking just drunk, washed up shit. Like that whole vibe, that motherfucker, it just seemed washed up and it just sound drunk. It seemed drunk. Just that vibes in general. I just don't fuck with Jasper. Same way I feel I don't fuck with the MGM. I just don't. The MGM is more of the dressed up and I put my good shit on, but it's still the same behavior. That same behavior that you get from Jasper's is the same kind of behavior you get from MGM. The Jasper's Joan may just be a little bit more stretched out in the videos, don't be pop up and go as viral as often because the people in there may be a little bit older and they may not be on this and it may not get as packed as the MGM, but I still like you get that same type of behavior out of it. And I'm going to play this video real quick because it's something that I sit here and say all the time. And it was just like the fact that this was literally his last video that he posted on his social media, because this is something that I believe in firmly about even going to the gym, but to kind of see he didn't even allow this to actual practice out for himself that day. That shit kind of hurt a little bit more.
On in Nike boots, man. That's what I mean by trying to stay from crashing out, man. As soon as I get that urge, I don't care where I'm at. I gotta go get this issue off, man. We got too much good stuff going on right now for me to max out on something temporary. And right now, my mind playing with me. So I'm gonna go ahead, do what I need to do in this gym, get back to it. Hey, no matter where you at, what type of clothes you got on, come get this work, man. It's better than 30, 45 seconds of flashing out. You feel me? I'm telling you because I'm firsthand feeling it right now. I feel way better. My mind ain't going nuts like it was. You feel what I'm jeans on. And
so again, of course, and one of the things I guess about the holidays, that is one of the things where it's like, that's where the holidays just get rough. And I say this all the time where it's like, you gotta, and I literally know for a fact, I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, and probably not the last couple of months. You gotta be a little bit more nice to people. And I always believe firmly on that, especially during the holidays, because you just never know what other people is going through. And I know, especially as men, we got egos and we talk about what will make you crash out or what will make you do certain things. But I'm just telling you, I would highly recommend for just every man, woman listening, especially during this holiday season, be a little bit more kinder to people, because it just those starting certain arguments, you just don't know what the next person going to. This was a perfect example. That was just his last video before him even going to Jasper. So who listen and say, I don't even want to go off of all the he say, she say rumors or whatever they saying, how the argument started or why they was arguing or whatever the case may be. But just my whole point of sometimes where it's just like, one, this is why I don't fuck with liquor, period. Just because I just know just people, I don't want to go nowhere with niggas just hanging, trying to get intoxicated. That's why I don't fuck with bars. That's why I don't fuck with Jaspers. I don't want to go nowhere where niggas is paying to fucking try to get rid of pain, especially you trying to pay to get rid of pain during the holiday seasons. I don't want no parts of that shit. I will stand firm. I'm saying this before this happened. I will always come on here and say this, bro. Take your ass in the house. If you want to drink, go buy you a fucking bottle, go in the house. Netflix got endless shit to watch. And especially if you got shit to live for. Most of y'all got kids. I don't have a kid. And I'm still talking to y'all like this. I still believe firmly on this. Go in the fucking house, because there's so many people who are literally outside during the holidays who are miserable, dog. Who are waiting for somebody to push their button. And sometimes you could feel like you're willing to crash out, but then there's some people who are willing to take that shit 100 times to a different level, and you not. And I talked about this before on here, maybe 2 weeks ago, when I sit here and said 9 times out of 10, if you were sitting here thinking about fighting somebody in 2024, it's never going to just end you in a fight. It's not going to happen, dog. So you got to sit here and realistically be like, if you're willing to argue with somebody and take it to the point where you feel like you want to fight, you have to know for a fact that this shit is going to go somewhere else. It's almost damn near if you think it's going to not go somewhere else, you fucking damn near delusional at this point. Because that's just the times that we live in, and that's the sad thing that's just what it is. It's no other way I could sit here and try. I can't paint this picture no sweeter way because it's the same way I talk. To just if you listen to me, this is the same way I talk every week. If you're an actual friend of mine, I talk like this all the time. I tell Top this all the time, and I'll be like, dog, even when we had a conversation, if you sitting here got a debate, and people have this debate, like I don't want to go out in DC because they breaking cars. Then why the fuck do y'all still go? Like, think about how stupid that is. Me and Top literally was just having this conversation 2 days ago, and I'm like, what the fuck is the point of still going? If you sit here telling me you got a debate on going somewhere and you got to have an extra $300 because somebody might break into your car window to go out, why are you that pressed to go out? Like, if that's my option, if I'm sitting here, dog, if that's the case, then I might as well not even risk and just stay in the fucking house. Like, dog, you got to think, and I keep saying when I was talking to Ace after this happened, I was like, bro, y'all know how old, I don't think y'all understand how old y'all are. Dog, you in your 30s now, bro. I listen to, and again, because I've known these niggas since they were kids. Y'all parents was in the house at 30. Why the fuck do y'all feel like y'all gotta go outside? I swear to God, I rolled my eyes at my phone a million different times over the holiday, especially on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. I'm watching, bro. I'm like, some of y'all in your 40s, some of y'all in your 30s, and y'all, what's the turn up for the night? Bro, what was your mother? Your mother and father wasn't looking for the turnout the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. They wasn't looking for the turnout on Thanksgiving. Like, y'all still a lot of y'all still act like you 20. You not 20, dog. Y'all got kids. I don't have a kid. I'm telling y'all, go the fuck in the house. It's okay to stay in the house. Find you a show and sit your ass on the couch. If you that horny or if you that desperate, like, damn, I'm trying to bump into somebody, go pay for some pussy then, dog. Go find you, get on do something. But I'm just telling you, just sitting here running and going to bars and geeking to go to clubs. Like, bro, how long you gonna go to clubs? Some of y'all been outside literally since you was 15 years old. You talking about you 35 now. You sitting here talking about you've been outside partying in clubs for the last 20 years. If you ain't found whatever you was looking for in the last 20 years, it's not outside for you, dog. Figure out something else to go do. It's no other way I can stress that shit. And I know that I sound old. I sound like somebody goddamn passed on here preaching. I'm cool. I don't care. Because I stand firmly on this. I'm repeating shit that I've already said before. But that shit, it just make it 100 times harder because when you talking about doing, especially during the holidays, you affect your kids you leave behind, the person that you have kids with, then all the people that's closest to you, you fuck up their holiday for at least. And the sad thing about it is because when we talk about how fast the time is, the sad thing about it is you probably fuck people holidays up for the next 3 years. The people who are not super close, the people who are maybe not in your immediate circle, your immediate family, and your immediate circle, they may be messed up for the rest of their life. Maybe. Because that's not even no guarantee to that, because that shit may only last for them for 5 years and then they kind of just move on to it. So that's sometimes you got to sit here and think about, but for the next couple of years, your kid got to live with that forever now. That shit is going to affect them for the rest of their life. And you can sit here and easily sit here and say, and let's be clear, sometimes some people want to believe on, man, God, time, and the way. I'm never going to be one of them people to throw, especially when it's stuff like this. I'm never going to sit here and say, God don't make, I'm not going to be one of them people. I ain't that fucking religious. I'm going to tell you should have took your ass in the house. And shit ain't worth it, dog. Especially not hanging that Jaspers is so fucking weak. So that fucking vibe and that fucking whole parking lot screams some of the brokest shit I can fucking imagine. I don't give a fuck if you got $1 million. If you go in that motherfucker, you is giving broke fucking energy. Go somewhere else, do something, go the fuck in the house. I don't care. It's like, I swear to God, I don't fuck with that shit. And you know what's so fucked up? Because when you read, and this is sometimes it will make me even think about how, when you talk about stuff, even if it's people from out of a state or out of country, and because when you go read the comments and it's somebody that you actually know, and you kind of look at how people was like, don't blame it on Jaspers and this, that, and the third, and it's like, that shit piss you off because it'd be like, and then you can't blame it on Jaspers. I blame it on the motherfuckers in there. I can't blame the establishment because this is a fucking establishment. It's just open. The vibes that is set for it is what it is. But when you just read some of them comments and you see how people, for somebody, that's just another nigga. They don't care. It's just, they don't give a fuck. They just, and the way they talk in the comment section, they talk like it's just literally just, man, it's just another nigga. But then for the people that's closest to you, you literally get fucked the whole town line up. And then you had so many people just questioning, like, damn, you doing so good, you doing this, that, and the third. And it's just like, and it's something I told Ace, I'm like, the same, even just, and this is just for everybody, you can't want to sit here and you can't half-ass want to change your life. You got to change it all the way. It's no way of being super positive on the internet and then you still outside just picking dumbass battles that you don't need to be fucking picking. Like you cannot half-ass walk. You gotta walk it like you're talking. If you want to change, you want to be the change, you want to change the community, you have to fucking walk and talk that shit all the time. And I know walking and talking it, it's gonna become boring. You're going to be boring and you're gonna feel like you washed and you missing out on shit. So what? If you believe you want to be the change that you're talking about, sometimes you just gotta be old, you gotta be washed up, and you just gotta hang that shit up, dog. Hanging outside ain't there's nothing gonna be benefit you, and there's nothing gonna benefit you hanging outside where people are getting drunk at, because everybody don't have this liquor the same way. And again, the holidays don't ring off the same for people, because some people, let's be clear, some people have been losing people on holidays close to and it's for their whole entire life. Because this is not, and it's so crazy how you deal with death differently, because of course in our family, like my aunt's boyfriend, and he got me and Marcus our first summer job. Literally I hold all our summer jobs through high school, but he was older. He put like 80 something. So when you pushing that, don't for realistically, that don't hit you the same way when you sit here and say, all right, that's just, to me, it's old age. You kind of been watching him kind of like slowly but surely every year at the functions die away a little bit. That comes with old age. That comes with just you can't, Father time is time is time, whatever the case may be. That's something that you can mentally and spiritually work yourself up to kind of prepare yourself for. But when you see somebody who got a whole life to still live, that shit hurt a lot more. And especially when you know that this person is like, now you go on Neil Page now, ain't all he was doing was pushing super positive stuff. He was doing stuff with the kids, doing like, and I even like the fact, even when the news was covering it, they was covering it like, it didn't even cover nothing about the band shit. Like the band shit was slashed. It was, he's an activist in the community and all of it, but still, I would still sit here and say, you got to be able to, the same way what you presenting and what you talking to them kids, you got to be able to take your ass in the house so you can continuously, and I know that shit is boring. I know if you single and you going through shit in the house, you may not want to be in the house, but bro, keep your ass in the house. It's easier to deal with whatever you got to deal with in the house by yourself. Figure it out. Cut on TD Jakes. Do whatever you got to do. But running behind, going to a bar, I'm telling y'all, everybody do not have the same tolerance level. Everybody don't deal with the holidays the same, because the holidays for some people is a extremely dark fucking place, dog. It's a lot of people who be outside, and even especially some of the people who even work in some of these jobs. Like, I also, I'm telling you, like, don't think people will take some of them shifts, but motherfuckers who got to work on Thanksgiving, got to work on Christmas Eve, bro. You don't know where they at mentally. And yeah, it's easy for people you try to be slick and smart at them out. Well, I ain't fill out that application for you. Yeah, cool. They probably didn't fill it out to work on these days neither. And that don't necessarily mean that these people going to be able to take in and be able to accept this stuff neither. Like, it just trigger people completely differently. So just like I said, I just would highly recommend, if y'all want, the best way to boycott fucking Jasper, just don't go there. Like, just fuck that restaurant. You don't have to go there. And it can't even just be about just Jasper's. It's the type of people to go to Jasper's. It's about the energy to be in there. And that's the energy, the same way I said about the MGM or any of these other places where it's just a bunch of niggas hanging out, getting drunk, and then everybody trying to prove who the toughest nigga, who ain't gonna back down, who willing to bust their pistol first. Like, and that shit is just like, that shit get frustrating, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is a hard fucking pill to swallow, because it kind of just make you be like, damn, dog. Like, now somebody else got to like raise your kid. And when we have all those conversations about single moms and all of this and the third, like, your baby moms didn't sign up for that. And now she kind of got you. Now she has to figure life out completely different. And like, then your kid old enough to where they can kind of like, you can't even make up no story. You can't even tell them no lie. Like, they too old for that now. But then they still so young where that shit gonna fuck, man. That shit is fucked up. Like, that is again one of those things where you kind of got to think about your responsibility level, of course, as a parent as well. And that's sometimes why I say, I be understanding that y'all. I don't know why a lot of y'all try to redo and rebehave differently from the way y'all parents was. I feel like a lot of y'all parents did a good job, because I feel like a lot of y'all people are decent people. So why try so hard to be like? Just think about it. Just ask yourself. When me and Marcus talked about this, when we were just talking about when our grandfather died, I was like, damn, how old was my mom? Whatever the case may be. Because sometimes you got to kind of like, you don't casually think about what your parents have been through when they were raising you. And that's still some of the things, like, think about when your parents stopped going out. And then ask yourself, how do y'all feel like y'all still got to go out? And that ain't me trying to fuck up the party scene in nobody's city or whatever the case may be. But that's just a real question that somebody needs to answer. Like, tell me, why do you feel like when your parents was in their 30s, they stopped going out, and then you feel like you in your 30s, but mama still got to have a life and daddy still got to have a life? Why do y'all still got to go out and run out and go outside every chance you get, and your parents didn't? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I probably won't never understand it. But yeah, that's a tough one though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That one kind of like, it's just like it's so hard to sit here and be like, you try to put your big boy pants on, and you kind of just be like, especially when you watch everybody and their mother on social media just keep uploading every fucking video, and I'd be like, and then it make you remember them days like 90 going north and like leading up to getting on the stage to do this, like the pep talks you gotta have, the arguments you gotta have, making these songs in the practice. And I seen all that shit. I was like, bro, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, that was a tough one. Like, yeah, that one was a tough one. But let me see. What was the joint that I seen? I think Tay posted this.
You're talking about the one that.
I guess. Visual, you can't really kind of get no hearing up. Yeah, but like I ain't got too much. I think that was pretty much it. I should have probably been a little bit more prepared with that clip. Oh man. Y'all seen endless people. I should have took some of them jokes. I just really wasn't thinking about it because I was just in my mind I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do it, but I ain't trying to make too many motherfuckers sad anyway. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's kind of like my only thought pattern I really had on that. That's all I would just recommend. Just like, yeah, y'all gotta kind of hang it up with the bar shit to me. I'm cool on that one though.
But I mean, not just the bar thing. It's just as a community. You can't like. I get it. You keep people go out. People got their own vices, but as a community, like just some of the shit that y'all just killing people over is senseless, and the shit is just uncalled. Like sometimes you just gotta walk away from certain situations. Everything is not worth it. And that's why, like, even when we had the conversation a couple of weeks ago about the whole just crashing out, everything is not worth it. It's always a repercussion behind it. Regardless, it could have happened anywhere, but that's what sometimes it's just not, as a community, y'all got to stop. No, just put the guns down, though. The shit is not worth it.
No, of course it's not. But I think, just again, the sad thing is, what's so funny? Because Dwight called me and we was talking about this, but then we randomly just got on the conversation. Like, man, I be looking at some of the stuff that you be posting on your like listening to on your Apple Music joint. I was telling him, I'm like, bro, I be trying to be in tune just so I can kind of even know how wild people's brains is on what they kind of put in their mind every day. And you got to kind of, then that keeps you kind of on your toes of
It definitely worked. I swear to God, if you don't got this, you ain't get.
I'll play that in a second. It just kind of keep you on the toes to just know how much people just feed their brain with just crash out music. It kind of make like, and it's just the times that we live in, and that's why sometimes again, why I say every argument ain't worth having. Like, it's cool. Like, if you're gonna have argument with people, have arguments with your real friends, but don't go out like. Again, when we talk about the bars, going to games or whatever case may be, getting drunk and arguing about football games. That's why even when we talk about, like I told you, like I wouldn't even me personally going to other people's stadium like that. I just try to eliminate every form of where you might be opening up a can of just getting into a altercation that's not even necessarily getting into it. Just like, what the fuck is the point for real? And that just kind of be sometimes because again, you don't necessarily know where the next person level of crash out and where they willing to take certain things, because this is, bro, everybody don't have the same mentality of I'm trying to go home, or I got a family to raise, or I'm got better stuff going on, because everybody don't have that. And you may be getting in an argument with some miscellaneous person that you don't know from Adam and Eve, or you may know from back in the day, but their life may have stopped 15 years ago, so they don't feel like they got nothing to live for, so they willing to, oh, you arguing, you faking, you playing big with me, oh, all right, I got something for you. And that's and that realistically, you have to know that is people. When you go outside of your house every day, there are people who feel like they don't have nothing to live for, and they are willing to crash out over the smallest things. And that's why I believe just being polite to people, hey, how you doing? Yes, sir. No, even if they go, hey, how you doing today, sir? Whatever the case may be, can I hold the door for you? Just little shit to kind of try to change the energy on other people. But that's why, again, like I said, it can't just be on social media. You got to kind of still carry that same type of energy and that same positive energy when you outside. Because it's just, you, like I said, you don't necessarily know what the next person is willing to crash out for. And some people are willing to crash out for absolutely nothing. Some shit, like when we talking about parenting and the hang, like I still believe firmly on that with the kid, the hang shit, especially if it was like whatever that conversation we had. I'm cool. It's certain shit that is cool. It's okay to crash because you can kind of live behind it. But then at the same time, we talking about pointless shit of just niggas arguing because you drunk at the bar. Like, nah, dog. That shit is pointless. Like that shit, that's again when we sit here talking about, yeah, cool. You can have a vice. You can have a vice at home. No, you know how many people I like used to go when I used to go down see Pleasant. Niggas' parents used to get high in their house. Like niggas real life was crackheads, but their parents was cool. Let everybody hang out in their house. Getting high is all outdoors, but guess what? They still did it in their house. You can have your vice. You can drink. Go in the house and drink. You can go. That's what they got liquor stores for in every fucking neighborhood. It don't matter how rich the neighborhood is. You can be going to some of the biggest houses in Bethesda. Before you get to them houses, that shopping center got a liquor store. You can go in the house and go to a liquor store, dog. You can have your vice in the house. If you can't get drunk and have your vice in the house, then guess what? You don't need to have that vice then. Whatever you can't do in the house, then you shouldn't have that vice at all. If it got to be that secretive and you can't do it at home, then you don't need to do it at all.
We up here in Target, one of the cheapest places y'all can get this stuff from. When I say this stuff, I'm talking about the stuff you're gonna need each and every Friday, right here at Los Arios, the lounge with XIB and all stars. You're gonna need this, or we will not let you in.
Still like that.
Of course, you're gonna need your money.
Oh, sorry, man.
But here we go. First of all, ladies, if you need two, get two. Deodorant. It definitely worked. I swear to God, if you don't got this, you ain't getting in. If you smell like onions, no good. Now, fellas, another thing. I mean, deodorant for the fellas too. The ladies gotta wear it. Y'all gotta wear it. You ain't even gotta rub. You can spray. It's the new. Oh shit! You can do that too.
Hey, can't do shit right. That's you recording it right now.
Oh yeah.
I can hear you.
Like I was
This
fat.
is
What the
shaving
fuck you
cream, but you need to do that too. Here's the deodorant right here, fellas.
Axe. Hey, best kind is this kind, the red kind. I wear it all the time. That's why I put all the ladies. Axe to get it done.
Now, ladies, y'all might not y'all might not think y'all need to shave, but when that sweat get up all in your hair and shit, you need to do that shit. Oh, you see, she's sleeping. Baby sleeping. The baby sleeping.
And you just know, just I guess one random other just little thing that just kind of really even blow me a little bit more. Because before the pandemic, though, I swear to God, every night, me, him, and Rez, we used to literally go to the gym and just work out just for shit like that, just so they wouldn't have to sit and go to the clubs, go hang out. All right, just come on, let's meet up at the gym, meet at like 12 or 1 o'clock. This was when 24-hour fitness was still open 24 hours. And that just be the point where it just be like certain shit where it's like, that's one of the things I hate about the pandemic for fucking that up with that gym anyway, where it's closing early now. But it just kind of, you can kind of even plant those seeds for people to sit here and try to find other ways to kind of do other things with their time, especially at nighttime when you kind of got, like I said, if you got different angers or you want to just kind of stop breaking yourself from going to the club. So I mean, that I'm not blaming it on the fucking gym for not being open sometimes, but they do make it a little bit rougher now because all the gyms close by 11. But it's just like, damn, it'd be like, I ain't gonna lie to you, that one, it kind of just fucked me up because I could sit on this jump for hours and just have endless stories of just me, Neil, and Showtime, or me, Rez, and Neil, or me, Kelly, and Neil. Like you had, and when you build them type of relationships with people, it's like these literally like kids, but not kids like older brother, but it's just like a super older brother where it's damn near like kids. So that shit hurt a lot more because it'd be like, damn, it'd be like, God damn, like you don't really get to see, you always hope, especially with people way younger than you hope to be like to get to see them grow and be old and kind of be parents. And that shit kind of hurt because you see kids go from being kids and them coming to be adults and them raising their own kids. And then you kind of just be like, oh, but just, I don't know, dog. Like again, all I can say and tell y'all
throw
is
some prayers to all y'all out there.
Yeah, that one was a rough one. What else I got real quick to kind of switch gears before I get out of here? That's why I try to say that one for last. I do feel like I had oh, here we go.
They sent in a video of you know, lusting after Mop and Glow. Talk about you want to eat her pussy because you know your dick don't work all the powder you snort. I said, no, this old motherfucker, oh no, the fuck he didn't, Trick Daddy. Girl, eating dirty pussy is what got your face gone. Nah, bitch, it's gone. And your health is gone and everything else about you is dead and gone. Ain't no need to testify because you was out there eating ass and sucking pussy and letting the niggas eat your ass. And now you almost dead and crooked and gone. And you still online trying to eat pussy, eat them up, eat them up. And y'all think somebody want to eat something like this nasty ass nigga's kitchen, child. Again, eating dirty pussy is what got your face gone now. And while you sick as a dog, Trick Daddy, no dollars, just powder. Girl. A bleach bath is what you need with your bleach bath needing ass. If you don't shut the fuck up and stop lusting after these children, about to kill over and die any day now lusting after young pussy. You only got 2 breaths left, gag, or there ain't no pumps left in it. You know body is dick don't work. Your dick been working since 89. It ain't been working. You need a CPAP and a dick pump is what you need, not to be on motherfucking line lusting after mom.
Real quick, what is it? What's the disease that Trick Daddy got? Bro, that shit looks so crazy. God. Damn, that nigga look nuts, though. It was something that I wanted. What was? Oh, matter of fact, because when we talked about what's her name, I'm so mad at myself that I ain't started when we talked about Rhythm and Flow. I wanted to play this girl. She's still one of the contestants on there who made it to the final round anyway.
I ain't never sold crack before, but I've been in the back of the trap house with a couple of crack holes while my brother bagging up and I'm watching the back door. If I got a double back and I'm hitting the top floor, my body different. I used to be afraid of the dark, now I'm different. I gotta roll this weed to get high and stay lifted. I had to learn to move on my dolly, keep my distance. There's plenty ways to get to this chicken. If life give me lemonade, we gon' make lifting. It's pigs on the menu, load it up and start hitting. Take out his guts through his mouth, call it chitlin'. Free on my niggas who never deserved that sentence. My daddy did 29 years in them prisons. I'm only in my 20s, that's more time for the system. I gotta count my blessings because the devil, he been busy. We been up in Dykeman on the couch where it was pissy. We was missing meals, it was meals we was missing. This a New York story from the New York trenches.
Her name is Suri Ali. She was one of my favorite. It was a couple. Damn, I can't believe I forgot playing some of this shit.
Only in New York we doing Thanksgiving on that track. Grab that turkey. Grab that. Come get a plate. Come eat. Auntie here with us. She valid at every cookout. Is the food good?
It's not good. It's delicious.
Don't be scared. We got food.
Here's my new friend. What's your name?
Jack.
It's Thanksgiving. Don't drop the turkey. Beat OG Auntie. Okay, Auntie. Auntie nasty. Yo, he got pie right now. Oh my God. How you feeling?
I feel great. Not gonna lie.
What do you want to say to the pilgrims?
Fuck the fucking pilgrims.
Oh shit, he came for seconds, y'all.
I just want to say it's delicious and I have dessert. I'm ready for dessert.
Sharon is caring.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I'm stuck. Hold on.
Wow. Damn. Woo!
Happy Thanksgiving.
You heard?
Hey, real quick, before we get out of here, let's talk a little bit of sports. I'm not gonna lie to you because I've had a back and forth with a couple of people on Threads, and they was talking about Lamar, and I did sit here and say, because I believe who had that Ryan Clark, of course, because Ryan Clark kind of low key be on Lamar Jackson dick a little bit, not in a good way, neither. Pause, no Diddy. But he kind of sit here and said this was a must win, and I believed it. I said it. I reposted it, and I was like, I agree with Ryan Clark. I do think this was, of course, the Eagles and the Ravens played today, and I thought this was a make or break game for the Ravens, kind of honestly to make the playoffs. Because now, realistically, bro, they gotta have their fingers crossed too much. I'm not a fan of now. You gotta kind of pray and wait for niggas and hope other people will lose out a couple of more games because it's not guaranteed niggas gonna lose out, and you can't lose no more. So you may sit here and go on and this started off, and let's be clear, the whole MVP thing shit to me is that's a dub. Now it's a Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley conversation, and that's it. Them should be and y'all know I'm a Lamar Jackson stan, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Only two people should be in that conversation right now for MVP should be Saquon Barkley and Josh Allen. And y'all got to know the Dr. Umar in me is killing me to sit here and say it's Josh Allen and fucking Saquon Barkley. So Saquon, I hope you keep doing your big one and you can sit here and come home with that MVP. But for the Ravens, bro, man, Justin Tucker is dog shit boo-boo food, dog. I don't know who this nigga is pretending he Justin Tucker, but dog, there's nowhere in hell you go from being in the GOAT conversation as one of the greatest field goal kickers of all time to sitting here shit in the fucking bed twice a week now. It's like twice a week. This nigga like I cannot believe this fucking kicks that I've been watching Justin Tucker miss. Like, bro, Justin Tucker I can't even say his name right. Justin Tucker ain't a real person no more.
Great forever.
No, you cannot, Marcus.
You can't be great.
No, I'm with you. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm with you, but I have never in my life seen a kicker go from being in the GOAT conversation to the one season to this nigga is shit the bed shorty.
LeBron James.
Oh, no, let's be clear. LeBron James right now is looking like he's 40 years old.
But that's what I'm saying. But you got to think about it. He been doing it for years. And at the end of the day, that shit wears off.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. The difference between LeBron James and Justin Tucker is the Lakers was smart enough to even start the season off with, oh, this is AD, this is AD. And for the Lakers to actually get their season back in order, it's going to have to be AD, Dalton Connect, and then realistically, it should be AD and D-Lo, because even when LeBron was out a lot last year, that AD and D-Lo pick and roll is smooth as butter. So to be honest, to me, it should be the pick and roll between D-Lo and AD and Dalton Connect, and then let everybody else work his way around. Austin Reeves is back on just the normal white nigga who shouldn't be in the NBA conversation no more, but cool, he white, so y'all holding on to him. But Austin Reeves is kind of then lost his wave. Let it be D-Lo, Dalton Connect, and Anthony Davis, and LeBron James should be like the third or fourth option, because that nigga look super old. Like the crazy, I never thought I was gonna come to and you should be realistically, LeBron is 40, but we are to the point now where LeBron James is, you penciling him in for like a 16, not even a dub no more. Like LeBron may try to take the easy way out and kind of go cater for I'm gonna chase the triple doubles this year, and he chasing the Jason Kidd Jones, not the Russell Westbrook Jones. Like them shit's gonna be like 16, 15, and 10. Like, I can't believe LeBron. But the crazy thing is, LeBron you can get away with it right now because everybody's still kind of heavy on the football talk. So basketball is kind of like on the back burner. Yeah, but damn, Justin Tucker.
But that's the problem. You relied on them too much. You rely on too much. You can't be great forever. And how many times he done bailed y'all out?
That nigga look bad though. I ain't gonna say he look bad. He just look old. He looked 40. LeBron James looked 40. And trust and believe, nigga, as somebody who is 40 years old, I understand how one year, listen, and you know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because I always had this joke with a lot of my homegirls who really was super active during the pandemic and was running like crazy miles, and we was doing all these miles challenges. And we just always joking like, bro, why can't I get my body back to the pandemic type of being in that type of shape? And I don't know. I mean, of course, 4 years is 4 years, because the same way when we talk about Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., from that 4 years, it don't seem like it's a long time ago. But when you talk about physical shape, 4 years make a huge difference, and your body can easily just lose it, dog. So it's just kind of it's one of them things where it's like, damn, I can't believe I'm more shocked with the Justin Tucker thing than I am with LeBron. Bro, this man missed a 30 jump today. He missed a regular field goal, the regular field goal that you go for after you score a touchdown. He missed that today. I'm like, bro, you cannot be serious right now. And the crazy thing is, because he was literally just a GOAT a year ago, I don't even know how the conversation go with him when he in the locker room. Because I'm sure if this was another kicker, they would have cut him by now.
But
niggas would have crashed out on him in the locker room.
But the sad part about it, and even because one of my coworkers, he's a diehard Raven fan, but he said this at the beginning of the year. He was saying we need to get rid of him. So that's why I just think, like I said, you done so much for you. And now we just you keep relying on him.
You can't know. One, he's done too much for that organization that you can't disrespect him. But dog, it's no way as fans, I can't watch him just disrespect us every week.
Yeah. But see, I think that's because you are still looking to win. See, and I think that's the problem, probably really, because you rely on him to win these games for y'all, which it shouldn't come down. It shouldn't come down to that.
And listen to what I'm saying. And I swear to God, that was verbatim was my response to somebody when we was going back and forth on threads. And I'm like, bro, I'm somebody, when I play Madden, I don't kick field goals. I don't kick field goals and I don't punt the ball. Now, of course, I know it's Madden, but if I was a head coach in the NFL, that's the same way I'm going regardless. I would be like the nigga that coached the Philadelphia Eagles. If it's fourth and whatever, nigga, we going for it. Push this motherfucker all the way through. But that's how we going to do it. But I feel that same way. I agree with you, because a lot of those times with those kicks, when they relying on Justin Tucker, and if you know his leg been so shaky all year, why you still still even rely on him, you might as well go for it. What you got to lose? If he gonna miss it anyway. So what was the difference between him missing the kick and you trying to go for it on the fourth anyway? So you might as well keep trying to go for it. So I do agree with you on that one. I think that if you know that Justin Tucker's leg is suspect, you can't keep putting him in situations where you trying to rely on him to win you games, because that's not it. He's not that person no more. He is not that guy no more for you to still be relying on him to win games with his legs, bro. It is shot. And shout outs to Russell Wilson, because let Russ cook. I don't care what else. Only thing I'm happy. I'm mad that fucking the Cardinals kind of they was in that goddamn game today. But I would have been so damn right about my prediction about that goddamn division. Oh my God. I wish I would have bet on that one, because I would have won so much money fucking with the Cardinals. But anyway, shout outs to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson threw for 414 yards today. Let Russ cook. He is looking, man. All the thing I'm gonna sit here and tell you, the coach for the Denver Broncos would get his ass fired this year if it wasn't for that goddamn defense. Because it's no, if I own the Denver Broncos,
can't be mad.
Huh?
You can't be mad because you still got Bo Nix, and look, Bo Nixon is playing well.
No, he's playing well because that defense is playing well.
But he's still doing his thing. You can't discredit
cool.
him.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not discrediting him. He's cool because the defense is cool.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't.
Because the Broncos ain't beat no team like that. You expected them. They ain't some. They beat teams that, okay, if you got a good defense, you should beat. They ain't beat none of the elite teams. They didn't got the doors blown off them every time they play somebody worth playing.
But that's my thing. You got to think about it. When you had, what was it, last year? They was still in the hunt for the playoffs, and you benched Russell.
Yeah, of course.
You benched Russell Wilson. But that's why I just say you can't. You made that decision because you knew, all right, I'm going elsewhere. I can't hold on this money. I can't keep paying him, or I don't want to keep going forward with him. So you can't be mad at that. That's the decision you made. And it's not a bad decision. I mean, you had to eat that money. That's about it. Because there's no guarantee that he would have been playing the same way like this in Denver. Because you don't have the same system.
I guess you got a point.
So that's just like Justin Fields. Let's just say if Justin Fields was still playing, you'd be like, well, Chicago was stupid, but
niggas can still argue right now that Chicago was stupid. If Justin Fields was still playing for Chicago would be a playoff team.
I don't know. You got the talent, but that don't mean you will be running the same plays. That's why I'm saying. I just think Russ looks good in this system. Justin Fields would look good in this system.
That's what I'm saying. Justin Fields still last year. Justin Fields had less on the defense and less on the offense, and he still won. They still won like 8 or 9 games. Nigga, they ain't even won 4 games this year. They won 4. They only won 4 games.
They won more than that.
No, they did not. Boy, look at their record. They won. If they won more than 5, they won 5. They ain't won more than 5 games. They literally just lost the other. What's the NFL? Let's go to NFL standards real quick. Make this. Nigga, like I said, they won 4 games.
I thought they won more than that.
Fuck no. That's my point, nigga. And the niggas was sitting on Justin Fields' dick.
Well, when they lost to the Commanders, how many? That was earlier then, I guess.
They won 4. Yeah. Their record is 4-8. That's my point. So they're not even gonna make. If niggas had them sitting here supposed to make the playoffs this year because Caleb Williams is coming to save them, like, bro, I don't care what y'all say. I'm gonna stay here and double down in this. I'll triple down in this. Stop allowing sports media to tell y'all what is like, dog. Come on, bro. I don't care what y'all say here. The same way they told y'all that the running backs was no good, nigga. The top 5 candidates for fucking MVP was Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, 2 running backs. They literally just a year ago, they told y'all to devalue the running back. They not supposed. I'm telling you, sometimes you got paired, and I get it. And sometimes y'all be like, oh, you just on your Dr. Umar race shit. Bro, sometimes the shit be racist, dog. I don't care what you telling. They wanted to devalue what positions do the fucking black people dominate. Being a fucking running back. Duh. Let's sit here and devalue the running backs. Let's pay them less. Nigga, and 2 of the niggas in the MVP, it was 5 niggas that they put on the TV screen today for the MVP candidate. It was Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen, and Jared Goff. Like, come on, dog. Like, it's no way you could tell me that. It's just certain times you got to pay attention and listen. If you actually watch the sports and you actually listen to some of this shit, perfect example. Trevor Lawrence faked that shit, man. That nigga hit him and did him a favor.
Shit,
man. I know that's what. That's what I'm saying. The nigga rocked his bail, but he did him a favor because now guess what? The more the conversation is not going to be how the Jaguars is dog shit, but to sit here that Trevor Lawrence got knocked out of the game, bro. The Jaguars, I don't even think they even won 3 games this season. What's their record? Nigga, they 2-10. But now more people gonna sit here and talk about him getting knocked out the game than talk about how bad they've been the whole entire season. Every team that only got 2 wins this season or 3 wins, guess what? Tell me what complexion their quarterback is. White. Like I've told y'all, don't stop that shit, niggas. I'm a fact of fact. I'm gonna tell Drake, let me get over his lawyer so I can sue ESPN and fucking Stephen A. Smith for sitting here trying to whitewash sports in America. That's gonna be my lawsuit to ESPN and fucking Stephen A. Smith ass for sitting here whitewashing, fucking trying to tell y'all shit that y'all got 2 eyes to see and y'all know for a fact is a box of bullshit. You got anything you want to talk about in basketball? The Commissioner Cup is right around the corner. And real quick, just another thing is, and something why one of my favorite topics, and I'm one of them people that like to just sprinkle certain shit in there because I know some people y'all try to make it seem like, oh, it's about the talent. Can you really play basketball and this, that, and the third? And y'all know when we talk about shit like this, I don't always tie this into just my fandom for Angel Reese. And I tell y'all sometimes it don't matter about it how good of a basketball player you are. Do you have a superstar on your team? And if you don't have a superstar on your team, guess what? People are not gonna give a flying fuck about how good you play basketball. And the perfect example is the Orlando Magics. They are hooping for real, and they doing it without their star player. Hell yeah, nigga! They done won 12 out of their last 13 games.
No, I thought they was.
That's my point because they're not talking about it because they don't have no fucking superstars to attach their victories to. Now, nigga, I want to say they got the second best record in the East.
15-7.
They what?
15-7.
Yeah, that's my point. But they've been on it. Literally, they didn't won 12 out of their last 13 games. But nobody ain't talking about it because they don't got no superstar. That's what I'm just saying. Sometimes it's cool to be like, I get it. You want to have good basketball players on your team, but you need a superstar to gain the media's attention, and you need a superstar to sell jerseys and sell tickets. If you don't have a superstar, I don't care how good you play basketball, nobody's going to care because you need the superstar to attach the story to. And if I don't have no superstar to attach the story to, it's no point. If you make content, you know that. Some people's name generate more views and likes behind it and a hotter topic, and some players don't. It don't matter how good they are. Same way with the Cleveland Cavaliers. If that Cleveland Cavaliers team had that same exact record and LeBron James played on that Cavaliers team, nigga, you wouldn't be able to cut on or cut off a sports TV show that would not be leading with the Cavaliers in their record. But because their best player is fucking Donovan Mitchell and Garland's Noel or whatever that boy name is, ain't nobody talking about that shit.
I mean, they talking about it, but
barely. They like you pulling the niggas that got to pull their teeth to talk about. They try to talk about everything else besides them. For them to have the best record in the NBA, people barely talk about them. Niggas would rather talk about LaMelo Ball scoring 40 and 50 every night and not winning the game than talking about a team fucking sitting here only losing 2 games all season. But that's the difference, though. But that is the difference. I mean, you got anything else you got any Miami Heat news, anything?
No, and the other, like I said to you the other day, this shit pissed me off. Watching the game, I think who was they playing? And they lost by 1. I didn't understand it. They kept going down, shooting three. All you needed was 1 point. You kept shooting the fucking 3. Like that's the Miami. What was the commissioner? Who they play? Milwaukee. Was it? Yeah, the Milwaukee game. And Milwaukee was up by 1 point. And I'm talking about for a minute straight. Both teams just kept going down, jacking up threes. And that's why I just say, like, that's why people not watching this shit, because they doing stupid shit like that instead of fucking playing basketball. That shit fucking pissed me off.
I mean, I don't know. Who y'all leading score right now is what's my man name?
Tyler Hero?
Huh? Yeah, Tyler Hero. He another player to kind of go like under the radar. I mean, of course, I guess because it's because you play with the Heat, but he kind of go under the radar. He be getting a bucket. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah, but he take a lot of jack a lot of shit up too. Like he jacked one up from half court today. I mean, yeah, he made it, but come on, dog.
I'm trying to find this joke. Oh, there you go.
Oh, but then shit, shout out to Coach. I forgot when you was talking about the Steelers.
to you, that's the only thing I don't like about go-go when it comes to like when you just trying to like watch videos. Like you kind of actually have to really be into go-go like that to kind of understand it. I couldn't realistically play that whole clip because I just know if I don't like go-go, I wouldn't know what the fuck I'm listening to or how that sound just sound crazy. Like that's one of them jokes where you kind of just need like that shit almost have to be literally in a CD on a real actual studio and a clear sound for people to actually get a real vibe for. So I'm not gonna punish people is even trying to play that clip. But again, we here each and every Tuesday. Of course, this was right after the holidays, and get on Netflix, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. Get on that. Oh, matter of fact, I'm mad that I waited to the end of this episode to say this, but I mean, I don't care. They ain't pay me for this, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I took advantage of this because two things. Hulu was running They was running a joint jump for $2.99. I believe you can get it was a Black Friday sale. You could get Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN for $2.99 a month, and then HBO Max. Because I told you I was gonna get HBO Max anyway because of the Unrivaled women's basketball league. So I just hurry up and got it now because they had their Black Friday sale, and it was for $2.99 as well. If you get it for 6 months for $2.99. So I mean, like that's for both of them, Jones. So I didn't get Hulu, but I did definitely get the HBO Max, Jones, just because. I even thought about watching the Penguin, but I'm not a fan of. I'm not gonna hold you. Somebody will have to pay me to sit and come on here and talk about somebody's white TV show every week. That one ain't gonna happen, though. I might watch it, but I ain't coming on here talking about it. Like I said, we hit each and every Tuesday, and again, rest in peace to Lil Neil. And just again, be careful during the holidays, though. I'm a double down, and I'll constantly every week just tell y'all to remember, bro. The holidays ain't as cheerful for everybody. Like that's if I got one takeaway for the week, that would be my biggest one. Everybody ain't in the holiday spirit. And I get it on social media and if in your inner circle, everybody may, but everybody not. It's a lot of people who already have lost loved ones that they didn't plan to lose. And they might have lost a loved one last year, or they may have lost a loved one during the summertime. And then this is the first holiday that they gonna deal without that loved one. Everybody don't deal with losing loved ones the same way. So please be respectful to people when you out and about in the streets during the holidays. And if you can avoid being in places with a bunch of drunk people, bro, avoid it. Like it's not that deep. I know New Year's Eve is right around the corner, and a lot of people you're gonna be on the fence about how you want to spend your New Year's. I ain't trying to sit here and be nobody parent or nothing. I'm just trying to spread the good word and put that extra thought to make you think twice about sometimes. Like, bro, if you in the house, especially when it get brick outside, bro, I'm in it. I'm gonna find something that's why if I gotta come on here every week to sit here and talk about TV shows and to keep you in the house to watch, like, bro, sit your ass in the house, though. It's okay to sit in the house. It's okay to feel like you washed up. Don't get on social media at nighttime. You won't feel like you won't have FOMO. You won't feel like you're missing out on nothing. Like I said, here each and every Tuesday. I hope y'all enjoyed your holiday weekend. And again, just like I said, man, be careful. Close out the new year safe so you can make it to see 2025. And like I said, love, thoughts, and prayers to everybody in the go-go community and everybody who is affected by Lil Neil's passing. Again, rest in peace. And I'll be back in next week.